everyone. Happy Friday. We survived another week. Thank God it's over. It's party time. Happy Friday night, everyone. So, got your drink, got your vape, or whatever it is you smoke. Kick your shoes off, kick back, relax, have some fun, and it's going to get crazy. So, want to say thank you, bonks, man. Great show. I'm sorry it was so short. Brother, you have got to work on that life-work balance. Yeah, it's not all work and then like no life. You got to find that balance there. It was so bad when I mentioned it, you're like, wait, balance of what, huh? It was absolutely hysterical. I loved it. And yeah, I don't know what life-work balance is either. If I'm awake, I'm in this room. I'm working on something. I feel guilty if I go out and like watch a movie or something. It's horrible. So want to say welcome, everybody. Let's see who we have in the audience tonight. We have Connor McCool, my man. A lot of you guys know him as Dova in the communities, and he was also the winner of last week's tournament on Bitfighters. Cashed out $200, man. Congratulations, well done. The fights begin again tonight. So yeah, we may have to jump over to the HQ, min some fighters, and see what kind of damage we do later. And Wild Angel, good to have you, love. She's my supporter in the other room, and she says, "Hi, Crow." And congrats on winning the Bitfighters tournament last week. Yes. Crow and I did some brutal battles. Total, I think I ended up like 250 fights. I think Crow was real close, if not broke the 200 mark. I think the next one down was like 36 fights. So him and I have been dominating the Bitfighters world. And yeah, we're going for the trophy this time. So yeah, if you're a 1K Club Card member, I'm sorry in advance, but I fully intend to beat you up, steal all your bits, and take the trophy. And that goes for you too, Crow. Sorry, man. Connor says, thank you. Audio Without Limits. Good to have you with us, buddy. And I believe that's my brother BTK. So you never know. He may be popping in, crashing the party, having some fun. Day5, my man. Congratulations on your win, buddy. You got a Bitfighter now. And yes, as Alex was talking about, man, we're getting some serious brutal game time in. So you want any pointers, my man? I will give you a hand and share all my tips, my secrets, my tricks, everything I can. But I'm still going to try and beat you up, take all your money. That's just the way it goes. And for any of the weird trolls that are cruising out there, thanks for watching, picking up the watch on things like that. But please understand, Day5 has the hammer, and he has my full permission to beat anybody out of the server as many times as you want and take great pleasure in doing so. So, Day5, let it swing, my man. Good to have you, brother. Okay, so how's everybody's week been? I mean, it's market's kind of quiet, not a whole lot going on. I was really shocked at one thing, though. The live event we had. And of course, as a content creator, I go through and I watch the analytics, things like that. And I started noticing something funky. It was going up, which was great, and then it dropped down. I'm like, well, that's odd. Why would the views go up to like almost 3,000, which I was super stoked for, but then it dropped down? Started really digging into it. And apparently what happened is somebody had shared that link and somehow it got pushed out to one of those pay view things. Now, it was not me. What I can tell you is whoever it was, thank you for trying to support the channel. Thank you for trying to give it a boost, but it's actually counterproductive. The best thing you can do to help me and the projects and everybody out there is share with your friends, your family members. A lot of those places that, they say, oh, well, pay us so much and we'll push it out to all these people for you. Most of them are scams. And a lot of times they can get you in trouble. So thank you for trying to push it out. Thank you for really trying to spread it out there, but it's actually counterproductive. So please, let's grow it organically. Let's do it the right way. And let's just get our friends, family, and bring the world in here and make it better. So, I'm not against you trying to help. I can't stress that enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But let's do it the right way. So let's grow it strong, big, make it proud. Okay. And yes, Day5's got the hammer. He's ready to go. So beyond that, now things are getting a little weird. I just read something earlier today, talked about the UK, Great Britain. They're launching a internet securities act. And so they're going to start blocking certain content, pretty much trying to keep people safe. But there's a lot of concerns about compromising security and identity of people and personal information. What do you guys think about that? So throw that in the chat below. I want to know your opinions. What you guys think? Have you heard about it? Sounds like it passed the 2 houses or wards, or I don't know how it works. But Rowan said, yo, peaceGator, my man. Another fellow Bitfighter. It's good to have you, brother. peaceGator and I went at it several times, even taught him some of my tips and tricks. Good to have you here. And yes, later we will be diving into the HQ. is the new 1K Club battle starts tonight. Right. Battling for $500. And if you haven't seen my video, definitely check it out because it gives you a quick breakdown. But there's going to be some serious cash prizes. And of course, Bitfighters goes live October 1st. So mint your Bitfighters now, guys, because once it goes live, the price of Bitfighters are going to double. So yeah, right now they're about $5.41. I minted another 20 of them earlier today. So I'm like, yes, I want all my fighters. But if it's something you're going to get into, definitely jump into it before October 1st if you can. DaveFi says, it's desperation as they realize they can't control content and can't control crypto. Yeah, that's it, DaveFi. It's absolutely crazy. And I just read little glimpses, kind of the cliff notes of it. But it sounds like it's been a pretty heated debate, but it looks like it's going to pass. So I don't know the details of it. But it just sounds like one of those sketchy things where, you know, government can have control over your messages, over your personal stuff. And I guess there was even problems with encryption of messages. They're like, well, it's not worth our time to break the encryption and really read what's in your personal messages. Like, dude, you're the government. What do you got besides time and money to kill? Seriously, come on. Who are you trying to snow? Tommy Z in HQ, my man. Good to see you, brother. I would be in there except for I'm in here right now. But tonight we have a special guest. We got a blast from the past. Now, give you a little background. I got into crypto 3 years ago, somewhere around there, and kind of bounced around and lost here, lost there. Then I found this project, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard about it, and I'm not going to get in the drama of the project. Please understand, this is not the drama FUD zone. Anybody who was in it heard about it, knows about it, all that stuff. But I made some amazing friends over there. And our special guest tonight is one of those friends who I've been in contact all this time, off and on, kind of hit and miss. But I want to introduce all of you to the one, the only, Mr. peaNUT. peaNUT, my man.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody? I'll be on the camera here in a moment. But man, happy to join you guys tonight. As Serenity said, yeah, we go way back. It's kind of crazy to think how certain friendships, like you said, you know, we kind of picked up on and off over the months. You know, we've kind of, you know, you've gone down your own path with YouTube, which I've been a huge supporter. I love what you're doing. And, you know, I've evolved a little bit. I've gotten more involved in NFTs and started kind of dip my toes into different crypto, whatever it might be. And, you know, being a community manager, being on the team for a couple different communities. I mean, you know how it is. I was very involved when we were hanging out and, you know, we were kind of on that same path. And, you know, it takes up a lot of my time, but, man, happy to be here. I know we've been chatting about it for a couple of weeks. Like I said, I'll get on camera here in a moment and show my mean looking mug for everybody tuning in. But perfect. Man, happy to be here, happy to hang out. And yeah, man, I appreciate you. I'm glad that we've stayed in touch over all these months.
Absolutely, my man. And you know what? All your messages have been inspirational, except for all those pictures of the gym. I am horrible at going to the gym or even working out. I went and got one of those electrical app things. It's like, okay, we'll try that. That's my gym right there.
I love it. That is awesome. That is too funny.
Yeah, had to do something. So, hey, AC Trades, brother, how you doing? Yo, where's my 100 Days Ventures? I know.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my
there you
gosh.
go, Austin Clark, brother.
It comes back alive. No way.
Right. No, and that's the great thing.
That's right. That's Austin's account. I totally forgot there. That's awesome. Oh, my gosh. That'll be good.
This is going to be great. So we also got somebody else who's going to crash our party tonight. Of course, we got to have our brother, BTK. How you doing, my man?
What's up? How you guys?
Dude, we're having a ball. It's Friday night. We're going to have some fun. We're going to go to the past, the future, the present. It's going to get wild in here.
I love it. I love it. I'm ready.
Awesome. And let's see. Oh, my God. Yeah. Austin Clark's hanging out here. Dave Bias saying, AC Trades don't.
Don't. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, like I said, guys, we're not going to get into crazy drama because we know what'll happen. And we all lost. I mean, plain and simple, we all lost. And so we lick our wounds together. We're stronger. We're better. But we built some awesome friendships.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Is that the truth? It's one of those things, even kind of looking back on it. I was talking with one of my friends the other day and just kind of telling him the story, at least the story that I had heard towards the end of that journey that many of us know about. And it's just kind of wild it's kind of wild to think everything that happened during that time, what actually happened. It's
Right.
you know, it's one thing to have people's words. It's another thing to kind of see their actions over the course of time. But man, like you said, we're gonna go into the future, go back into the past a little bit, be in the present. We'll see what happens tonight.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's really interesting. And I've noticed over time, a lot of projects crash and burn. Most of the people just kind of fall by the wayside. They go their own way. They tried it, didn't like it. But then there's some sick, twisted people like us. What do? We fall down face first. We get back up. It's like, let's go again. And we just keep doing that. It's like, I'm not sure if that makes us brave or stupid. What do you guys think?
Maybe a mixture of both. I mean, at this point, I'm like, I have way too much on the line. I'm not just gonna give up and quit. And I know that's very much like Austin's mindset with everything that he's doing with his new YouTube channel and been following his journey. That's exactly where he's at. I know.
Absolutely. And speaking of Austin, says, BTK, I need your audio expertise because I've been fighting trying to get my audio and sound good. That is the man right there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends how crazy you want to go. Hang on, this auto frame thing is kind of wacky, and the camera keeps moving around.
So maybe that's not your camera expertise down there.
There we
So,
go. Yeah, don't listen to me when it comes to cameras, but audio, I mean, depends how crazy you want to go. Just get a nice mic and an interface, you'd probably be fine. Just about anything. I mean,
it sounds super good though. I do have to say, it sounds just as good as the last time I watched the stream.
oh, thank you. I mean, what I'm doing over here is kind of elaborate. I mean, there's a whole audio rack running. Let me see if I can pan the camera a little bit. I mean, you can't see that for crap, but there's
Oh
a
my
bunch of
goodness,
stuff
that's a
back there.
rack.
it's insane, man.
Basically, I use this audio chain. I'm big into ham radio, and when I get on the air, I use this same audio chain, so it's all set up for that. And I basically just don't limit the bandwidth and then use it online, so it sounds, and I got cool effects and stuff. I can't use these on the air, but like, yo, what's up? Like, it's
Actually, that sounds pretty cool, man.
we might have to get a little deep into some of those sound effects tonight.
There's
Yeah.
a whole rack unit there that has tons of effects in it. It's just one effect that I have queued up.
Yeah. Most of us have like
Anyway.
little boards. I don't even have the little board yet with the little push buttons, the sound boards. Yeah, no. Me, there's my audio right there. Hey, mic on.
Nice.
That's it. So, yeah, one day I'll grow up to be like BTK and have like huge racks behind me. And yeah, I
Well,
don't know.
I do have a degree in music. What did they? It was music synthesis, and then they changed the name of it while I was in it to electronic production and design, Bachelor of Music.
That sounds impressive.
So, and I did live sound for over like 10 years, mixing bands and stuff. So, just
And now
doing
you're cutting
crap
wires.
together
What the hell
here.
was wrong with you, man? Why don't you? That sounds like a lot more fun.
Well, it's better pay, better hours, better basically everything. Maybe not as much fun though.
I was
Okay,
gonna say
that's
the lifestyle aspect, that it definitely sounds like something different.
Loading out of a venue at 5 a.m., throwing everything on a truck, and working every weekend for cash.
There's worse ways to go. I mean, right now, that's a great way to start building your bags up for the next bull run.
Yeah.
It's true, but
Yeah,
I got a different gig now. So.
Hey, that works. Nothing wrong with that. And Wild Angel asked, BTK, where's the kitty?
She's trolling around. She's not in the vicinity right now, but I'm sure she's up to something fun. She'll make an appearance, I bet.
So AC Trade says, I have a Blue Yeti and use voice meter to make it sound crisp, and it literally still cackles and glitches. See, that's weird, AC, because that's what I'm using. It's a Blue Yeti. It's exactly what this guy is.
Maybe a little too much gain, Austin. Just try lowering the amount of, gain and average level that you're putting in,
I muted myself, sorry. Oh, look at that. We got another party crasher, boys and girls. We have Mr. Cyril here.
What's up?
No way. In the flesh.
How's it going?
How's it doing, Cyril?
Doing all right. peaNUT, I haven't seen you around in a while.
I know it's been a minute. I'll be hopping here on camera here momentarily. I know Serenity was giving me a hard time.
Yeah.
I can tell what's going on over there, Cyril, already.
Well, I gotta ask, what are we having for dinner tonight? I know that was a big topic of conversation the last time I watched you guys. It was probably a couple weeks ago. But what are we going to talk about food wise tonight?
I don't want to tell you because I have to wait like 2 more hours before I eat. But they have
my gosh,
slow cooking barbecued ribs, big giant baked potatoes. It's like, man, I'm hungry.
Oh my gosh,
Nice.
That sounds good.
What do you guys got?
Tonight?
I got homemade. Go ahead.
No, yours is going to be better, guaranteed.
I have some homemade pizza. We got all the ingredients from Trader Joe's, so pretty stoked about that. I'll be dipping upstairs quick here in a moment, and I'll be eating it to the side on stream here.
Okay with that. Actually, do it slowly, and for the camera's like, look, doesn't that look good?
Oh, I got it loaded. Just wait until you see how thick it is.
Oh man, that sounds
Wait,
evil.
what? No, as long as you don't chew into the mic, we're good.
Oh no, we won't be doing that. We won't be doing that. We don't need any. What is it? ASMR? Is that what they call it nowadays? I don't even know.
Yeah, exactly.
No need.
So Dayfi says, AC Trains, what else are you running while recording? And that's a good point there, Dayfi, because if I have my Discord open, man, my streams just go to crap. We figured that one out, so I have to close it the whole time. AC, sounds like Dayfi's got some ideas. Definitely BTK, get your audio fixed, my man.
Well, the streaming stuff, I used to do a ton of that too. I used to run 2 computers. One would handle encoding in the stream, and one would handle all the ins and outs and audio and video and everything. And it would just send the signal over to the streaming PC, and whoop. It's kind of how you have to do it. If you have a lot going on. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Us poor people can't afford multiple computers to be streaming yet. Yeah, we're working on that. We're building up.
Oh, you could build the other one I built was a couple $100 only, you know.
There's 4 computers in this house capable of pretty much anything.
I was wondering what you're counting. I saw you feel like, okay, well, I was waiting for you to get to 5. You stopped at 4. I'm like, hey, where's 5?
Well, you know, once the other littles get older, I'm sure they're going to need a gaming computer too, you know. So then that'll be 2 more gaming computers. So then we'd be at 6, and my electricity bill would probably be, you know, $800 or something.
Yeah, sounds like my house. The great thing is whenever I get an upgrade, I take that part and I pass it down to one of the kids, and they take theirs, pass that to them, and it just rolls downhill. I get a new graphics card. Everybody down the line gets a new graphics card. Like, all right.
I'd hate to be the last one in line, always dealing with, you know, 10-year-old tech.
That's grandma. It's okay. She doesn't know how to do anything anyway.
Wow.
Love her to death, but yeah, no, tech is not her thing. So, Wildane says ribs and loaded baked potatoes. Yes, thanks for reminding me, dear. And of course, Crow says, I need to start driving now. Absolutely, Crow. Come on over, buddy. You're always welcome to my place, brother. And Dayfi, we got meatball subs. That sounds good too. Thanks for talking food, guys. I'm hungry before we even started. This is not making it any better. Pizza is so last week. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those kind of shows. J-Steen, my man. Good to have you here, brother. Okay, so peaNUT, what's up with your video, buddy? Come on, man. We want to see your smiling face.
I will be over momentarily. I'm finishing. Crazy to say, I'm guilty. You were talking about Yabonks and the work-life balance. I have like a little bit of work that I'm finishing up on the side. I don't want to be that guy that's like half in the frame, half out. So
right.
That's what I'm finishing up right now on the side.
Okay, that's fair. We'll let that slide. And see, Dave Price says, Discount Electronics, you can get great deals here on their email list, and they offer buyouts as soon as they get. Ooh, okay. I'm going to make a note of that, Dayfi, or shoot that to me in a DM if you would. I will check that out because, yes, I am definitely shopping for some things. It says you have to be quick sometimes. They sell right out. Okay. So now I have to be a stalker to buy electronics. Great. Okay. We know where BTK hangs out on his free time. It's not porn sites. No, it's right here. It's like, okay, is it on sale? Yeah.
Electronics? No, I just go through my parts bin.
Oh my gosh.
That works.
Parts.
Like, oh, let me disassemble this cathode ray tube monitor and, harvest the vacuum tube in the back.
CRTs have all kinds of good surrounding components. I mean, there's a ton of good crap in.
Yep. And there we go down the rabbit hole. Where's my tinfoil hat? Hold on.
Oh my gosh. We breaking that out tonight?
No, I lost it. I think I threw it away. I don't know where it went.
If Dave Fi's here, we have a nice conspiracy theory chat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dave and
I'm all
Cyril,
for it.
dude.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Are we digging into how the Bitcoin was created by the CIA to get the public use to digital currencies?
Oh my goodness.
I'm the only
that is
one
a
that
story
could say
right there.
that. That's a good one.
That is a good one. So, Cyril, what was the first cryptocurrency? We talked about that on Rags to Riches. I did not do my homework. Okay.
What was the who to what?
Remember,
Bitcoin. And what is Satoshi? What does all that mean again? If you translate it,
The first cryptocurrency was eCash. It was made by a company called DigiCash in 1990.
okay. And that was the first one before Bitcoin.
It was the first digital currency.
Okay. Gotcha. So I didn't do my homework. Thank you for doing my test for me. So I failed. And H Stray says, tinfoil hat time, bro. You all heard about these aliens. Yeah, what the hell is up with the aliens all of a sudden? So since we're going...
we got another 4 years before they get here. So in the meantime, just sit back and enjoy the ride because they're supposedly arriving in 2027. So...
Who's got that calendar? I missed it.
So there was an high military guy who started spilling the beans, right? And one of the things that he was talking about with the aliens was they basically got this, passed it down on the need to know basis, this little memo that said, look, we got 10 years before they get here, so we need to start preparing. We need to start getting people ready for when they get here. And that memo was out in 2017. So that would put it at 2027 as when they're supposedly arriving.
Okay. It's kind of like in World War Z, there was a memo about zombies and they built the walls. Okay, this is getting crazy. And Dayfi says the alien distraction. Dayfi, I agree with you on that, buddy. I think there's definitely something to that because all of a sudden we've got the whole world economy changing. All this is happening. They're suing people, trying to distract. You've got the aliens, you've got the presidents on parade, you've got all this stupid shit out there going on, trying to keep us ignorant. The news doesn't show anything about what's happening in the crypto world. It shows everything about what's not happening. So yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one, Dayfi. What do you guys say?
What if, and this is going to be wild, but what if the reason why we're seeing all the shift in currencies and the way economics have been changing over the last couple of years, what if they're preparing us to be indoctrinated into a more like galactic community where they use a different form of currency so that they can easily switch everyone over once everything's digital? What if? Maybe it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, they could be. Yeah, it's preparing us for that. And I thought it was gold pressed to platinum. Is that what we're supposed to be using?
That's what the Ferengis use.
Oh. Okay, so apparently the Ferengis aren't showing up. It's somebody else. We don't know who.
That all sounds awful.
Hey, BTK, you'll be the first one to hear them, man. I mean, you'll be talking to them like a year before they show up. You're okay.
Yeah, you'll pick them up on the radio waves.
They've been hearing me. That's the fun thing about radio. Like all my transmissions for the past years are just going out into space farther.
So the aliens are going to get here and they're going to be like, yeah, no, we got to get rid of this planet.
He's their speaker. We must erase this planet. These guys are just not fit to live.
Belches and long-winded explanations about circuits that nobody's cared about since 1950.
bring up Steen's comment because I want to talk about this a second.
Which one? Yeah, I was just saying we got to catch up. Casey says a crap ton of people from hometown last night literally made news. My whole town was posting on Facebook seeing that UFO. Freaking nut. I must have missed it. I don't hang out on Facebook as much as I should, apparently. John Richter, it's strange because I arrived in 1980, so 2027 is not possible. That explains a lot about you, Johnny. Wilding says, hi, John. And Jason says, we're done. If aliens ever try to invade, maybe they want to add more money into Space Force and do branch of the military. That's a good point. Yeah, why is there a Space Force all of a sudden? There's alien Space Force, digital. What the hell is going on, people?
Yeah, and when was Space Force created? 2019. So it would have been after that memo is when Space Force was signed into law. Just saying. 2 years later, that's enough time for the government to come up with a plan and start, setting up the process for executing. So
right. Now,
yep.
I did see an article come across that Space Force launched a missile like 2 days ago or something, randomly.
Testing out a weapon system, probably. Dude, I took my daughter down. No, I didn't take Lily down because she was at school. I took the other two daughters down to the park, and they had all these flags flying, and one of the flags flying was the Space Force flag.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the Space Force flag looks like.
I had to do a double take because at first I thought it was like the Starfleet logo over top of the United Federation of the Planets logo, and so I had to do a double take on it. And I was like, "What? Oh, Space Force."
Okay, so I guess we better start practicing our whole live long and prosper thing, right? Okay, you got to have thumb out, isn't it? Thumb out or in? Okay,
it's out.
I get them. Okay, thought so. John, yes. Yeah, I think he's trying to do the Vulcan thing there. Dave Weiss says, what if you get a Musk chip in your head so you can send crypto brain to brain? There you go. See, that's the thing. Maybe that has some type of, that's how you speak to them. It's all in a digital format. Their whole communication system is digital. So the Musk chips, you got digital currencies. Everything's kind of lining up here, ain't it, guys?
Well, we're going to need a universal translator chip to interact with our hearing center of our brain, right?
Right.
So I sure hope that their universal translator isn't organic in nature, like a slug that you have to swallow. What show was that in?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't remember the slug.
I remember like there was some sci-fi show and like this guy strapped to the table and he's like freaking out and the aliens like are dangling this critter over top of him and then they drop it in his mouth and he's like freaking out and then it turns out that was it burrowed like up through his sinuses and then attached itself to the back of his brainstem so he could actually hear people.
Yeah, you be hearing something that's gonna mess your brain up. Hey, you're funny voices now. What the hell? Yeah, something's not okay with that concept. And Austin says 2019. Okay, so that's when the Space Force was created, 2019. So really, if you think about it, from the time the memo was created to making an entire government agency 2 years, man, that's like record time for the United States. We don't move that quick for shit.
Right, which means something important is coming, right?
Right.
And, so they got to switch all the currencies over to digital. That way it's easier to switch the system over to whatever the galactic currency is.
There you go. And peaNUT's up here. He's still muted out. He's like, I'm trying to work. These guys won't make me stop laughing. What the hell is wrong with them? Yeah.
No, you guys
See?
and your stories here, man, making me die.
Well, hurry up and get done with your work.
I know, talking about conspiracy theory and aliens. Man, I have so much to say on all of this here.
That's why you're here,
man.
brother.
You guys are going to make me roll on the floor by the end of the night with all these comments.
Love it. Dave Weiss says, follow the money. What do they want? More agencies, more budgets to investigate the new alien, quote, threat? Can you grill the universal translator before you swallow? That's a great question, Dave. Let's take a little salt on mine. We'll be good. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
I feel like that would probably interfere with its ability to function.
Maybe it sounds more like a southern alien that has kind of a twang to it. I don't know.
If you cook it too long, it sounds like Florida.
That could be. See? There you go. Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Man, it's been so long since I've read Hitchhiker's Guide. I don't remember hardly any of it. Connor says, yep, I think so.
Just make sure you always have a towel on you. That's all I know.
Towel?
Yeah, from Hitchhiker. That's one of the rules of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And I haven't even read the book, and I know this. You're always supposed to keep a towel with you.
Okay. It's been a long time. Hey, I'm old and senile, so But how do we know we have it right? See, maybe towel's like the whole, it's an insult of some form. I don't know. Okay, so that was a fun rabbit hole. That went just absolutely nuts.
It's like releasing the doves on Mars Attack, right?
Yep. Down there goes the rabbit hole. So anyway, now peaNUT and I have been talking here. Now, of course, we've known each other like back at the beginning of 100 Days or just before that. So when we really got together. But now when I was talking to him, he seems to have a pretty good rapport with both BTK and Cyril. So how did you guys meet peaNUT? And what have been your experiences?
Oh,
Hi, Kitty.
gosh. Man, Cyril may have a better idea of where we like first met, to be honest. Like some of those days kind of blend together for me. Gosh, I can't even remember. Man, this is gonna stump me a little bit. Cyril may know a little bit better. It might have been in another DeFi protocol way back when. It might have been in Ring, maybe, or Valify. But this is a doozy right now for me, going back in time that far.
It's funny. It's only a few years, guys. We make it sound like it's 30 years back. But in DeFi, that's a long
basically is. 2 years in this space is like, how dog years work. It's what, multiple of 7? Can we just make crypto years like a year in crypto is like 10 years in like the real
10.
world or something? 10 is
it
that
really
accurate?
is. Yeah, I would say it's accurate. So, Cyril, what do you remember, buddy? What's the first interaction with peaNUT?
So I think I bumped into him in Liquid Capital, but I know for sure I bumped into him at 100 Days, and then we talked. Forget what the other project was, but
I'll have to go back in our DMs and look. Honestly,
probably. It's been a hot minute.
It is. I'll have to see. I'm peeping our DMs right now. I'm scrolling all the way back to see when I sent the first message. But oh dang, okay, so almost a year ago was like the first time I had messaged you about 100 Days, and I know we had talked about only burns a little bit back then, but yeah, it was about a year ago. It looks like October 15th, I had DM'd you for the first time, but we had bumped into each other before, like you said, in 100 Days. Funny story, I was just talking about Liquid Capital the other day, and I didn't get involved with that, but I was that guy that jumped into the chat, and I was being that troll, where I was kind of just like egging on the team, and eventually I'm pretty sure I got booted or banned, but yeah, that was kind of a red flag for me after I went through everything in DeFi.
I didn't get involved in Liquid Capital because their pre-sale was going on too long, and they were raising too much for the market conditions. So as a result, and I'm like, this is a rebasing project on the tail end of the rebase craze. People noticed all their rebases. You didn't hit your hard cap. You had your pre-sale going on for almost a month,
which is a long window. Yeah, my biggest thing with it was for the sheer amount of marketing, quote unquote, like, air quotations, and people that they had promoting it. I thought it was very underwhelming in terms of what they were supposed to achieve. I think they only raised like 1.2. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money, like 1.2, 1.3 million, whatever it was. That's still a good chunk of money.
They raised 2.3.
2.3. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But
But they had to pay 10% of that to all of the projects that helped them with the pre-sale.
Bingo. Okay, so that's where some of the capital, some of the funds left. But I remember, based on everything that they were doing, I was kind of expecting them maybe to reach, upwards of 3.5 or maybe 4 million. And then when they came in with that, I was like, that was kind of another red flag for me, based on just kind of the sheer amount of people that were, like I said, quote unquote, helping them promote or market, which, who knows really how that far went. But
yeah, if they had raised that in a week's time, I would have considered it. But since they were going with their pre-sale for a solid month, I'm like, yeah, there's no money left on the table to buy after you launch. So everyone's just going to sell their rebases. It's going to slam into your LMS system repeatedly until it breaks. And so I was like, yeah, I'm staying out of this.
Smart move. Sorry, I got to sneeze.
I never
Okay.
have
I've seen
any of those.
peaNUT around in alpha shares. Heck yeah, I love it. Let's go. And you guys, this will be the first time or one of the first times that I've ever put myself on camera. So this is kind of cool to be able to you guys be able to put a name to the face. But yeah, I love that. It's crazy to think I've been with alpha shares now for a year basically, and so it's been life-changing for me in this space. But I won't necessarily bring up other names from the past, but it was cool, the silver lining for me, when the 100 project community that we all know about kind of unfolded the way it did. The silver lining for me was that even though that opportunity in the space ended to be a part of the team, the founder of that community reached out to Randy at Alpha Shares and really kind of handed off that metaphorical baton, so to speak. And if it wasn't for that, I don't even know where I would be in this space, to be honest. So that's the silver lining for me in that whole journey. But I know everybody and their mother wanted to talk to me and the rest of the mods or the community managers at time. They were like, oh, you guys were in on this too, and that people stole funds. And I'm like, no, we didn't. I met him in person. I slept at his house. We went to the Avalanche Brooklyn event last summer, and yeah. Anyways, enough of the past. But it's just crazy to think, a couple years ago I wasn't even involved in the space, and now I have the opportunity to be a community manager and involved on a couple different teams and kind of traveling all over the U.S. now. So
That's one of the
Very
cool
nice.
things about the space. The good people in the space can identify the other good people in the space. And if some of the good people in the space are getting screwed over by bad management or whatnot, the other people make sure that they land on their feet. I know Keese, I always call him Queso. I know he was a mod over there in 100 Days too, and he and I had been buds prior to that. And
nice. Okay.
when all that happened, I was able to get him placed in another project. So he may have told you about it at this point, Gauss.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard about him for a long time, and it is. I guess I haven't talked with him in a little bit, but to your knowledge, is he still there on the team?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to touch base with him.
Generally, except for recently, because they haven't needed me as much, but because he's on the curation team, right? And part of the outreach. And my role over there as chief advisor for Gauss was I helped them develop the curation process. So I was seeing him on a video call every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, as we had 6:30 Eastern, as we had our curation meeting.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love it. I love the point that you made there, and that's along the fact of good quality and just morally based people can you can spot one another, and it's pretty clear when, you know, if there's a bad actor in the space, it's pretty clear that, you know, they stand out, you know. And so that's been one of the silver linings of even being in this space and still being around. You know, it seems like a lot of communities aren't able to really kind of live past that 1 year mark, you know, let alone get close to 2 or beyond. And so, you know, the people that are kind of still around chugging and making the most regardless of the market conditions, you know, it says a lot about the, you know, the people steering the ship and knowing how to manage funds. You know, we've all seen teams and people, I'm sure, you know, fumble the bag when it comes to handling funds like that. So,
Yep.
Absolutely. And no, I totally agree. And that's one thing I've noticed, especially in the hard times right now. Anybody who's trying to do anything even questionably nefarious is absolutely getting wrecked. And I think most of us are fed up from what happened before. We have no tolerance anymore. We're not going to deal with it. And, you know, it's even like when I'm getting, you know, somebody's pumping my video stuff, I still got to say, it's like, hey, I appreciate it, but no. And I think that integrity and that standing out is really what makes us different from what we dealt with last time. So I'm curious, what do you guys think? How is that going to form the next bull market by having all the bad actors out? Do you think they're going to come back in new identities, or do you think it's going to be a whole new breed of bad actors showing up?
Both. So the allure of the bull market's not gonna. They're not gonna stay away from that. You know, they'll either be back, you know, because they've done this before, they know what to do, right?
Right.
Or it's going to be new people coming into the space for fast money. You know, launch a project with a 1-page website, you know, meme coin this, or, you know, then run off with the funds.
Exactly. And so Jason said, talking about Liquid Capital, I wonder if LB from Liquid Capital Grape will ever do another project. He has a large following. She made tons of grape and taking it easy down to buy.
Interesting enough. So, do you pronounce her name Jaystine? I might be butchering it. Jaystine, or
yeah,
who?
Jaystine.
Okay,
Jayste. Yeah, Jaystine.
Got it. Okay, yeah. Funny enough, I was just talking to, you probably know Steve from the team over at Grape, and he's actually another buddy that I've reconnected with, and I know he was quite involved. He was pretty close to LB. And yeah, it'll be one of those interesting things where, you know, especially when it comes to developer work in the space, you know, it's hard to come by quality people. Like I feel like they're really kind of, they're pretty scarce. You know, you don't just have high quality, exceptional devs just kind of like laying around where you can just, you know, pick up off of like Fiverr, like freelancing sites necessarily. But yeah, it was one of those things where, you know, kind of hearing the progression of even where Grape was and what he's doing. Yeah, I guess I've kind of been questioning because he was a pretty integral part of the team over there at Grape as well.
I can just send LB a message if you want and ask him.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you're probably pretty close to him.
If they're building in this space, I probably know them. Have to. If you're running projects, you have to.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. That's the name of the game in this space. And I mean, even over the course of a year, the sheer amount of people that you can meet and connect with is absolutely absurd. Like the thousands of people I've talked to over the last couple of years, it's wild. And a lot of them I don't even talk to anymore just because people kind of fade away.
Yep. And that's why it was important to bring you up here, peaNUT, because yeah, you and I, we've gone together, we've separated kind of back and forth over the last couple of years. We just kind of bounce off each other. It's like, yo, we got to get you in here and have some fun. But I still never heard how you met BTK.
Well, I know I've seen peaNUT around like in Discords. I just can't really pinpoint where.
Wait, okay, what's your if you don't mind sharing on the stream, what's your Discord handle?
It's usually BTKradio.
Really? Okay, I'm curious. BTK, if I have you as a friend, let me see.
Now, while you're searching that over, Jason says, I'm afraid to get into most new projects. I'm trusting the ones that have lasted.
Yeah.
That's a great point, Jason. Absolutely, buddy. Time has tested them. They've proven they're still here. Just the fact they still exist is an amazing feat these days. And Dave says they'll be doing what they always do, creating more And on crap equipment.
And on crap. That's yeah. Gosh, I'm curious where we may have met now. I don't know where. I'd have to probably go through some of my Discord servers, but gosh, my memory with like meeting people, it's so blurred just because a lot of people, and I'm sure you guys have realized that too, a lot of people run in the same groups, or at least people did at least a year ago, you know, with different communities, different quote unquote protocols that popped up. You know, it was kind of like everybody goes into new servers, does the whitelist raid, and everybody's chatting away for 12 hours a day, hoping they can get a whitelist spot. And yeah, it was one of those things where like I said, I met so many people and it kind of blurs together. But I'm sure we've ran into each other. If BTK, if you've been with Cyril or Serenity for some time, I know I've probably seen you around too at some point.
Yeah, I know. I've seen your name I can't remember where. And to be fair, I don't think we have chatted too many times, if ever, actually.
Not directly. So because I know peaNUT and because I know BTK, I can answer that question.
He can answer everything. Let's go, Cyril.
That's why Cyril's always here, because he knows the answer to like the mystery of the universe right here.
They first bumped into each other in the Parrotly server. And from there, they had some brief crossover in Cardinal House. They had a little bit of crossover in Sphere.
I was thinking Sphere.
And some minor crossover in Pillars. But other than that, they've never like directly interacted.
Jeez, this is like I feel like we're tapping into like an encyclopedia inside Cyril's brain where it's like, all right, what was I doing on October 2nd of 2004? And he just like whips it off.
Well, so is it just me or is it just getting a little creepy? Cyril knows everything
like
you
this.
both did. Cyril, we got to talk about your stalking habits. Yeah,
I can fact check this. Like this, it actually does line up because those were like early days for me. Some of those communities, but definitely Cardinal House. It's crazy to think like I was in there when they had, and I know they've kind of shifted their plan, like kind of their overall efforts as like a collective unit organization. But man, when they first started their Discord, I think I was within like the first like 100 people or something, 50 to 100 people on their Discord. So I go like way back with them, and I've met all the guys in person. A lot of them live in Minnesota with me.
I know what you look like, and you
do. You do. Yeah, you've seen photos. We posted a bunch of photos, or I'm sure they probably shared from. We all went to Top Golf, and that was a blast.
Oh, nice.
Yep, it was shortly after you went to Top Golf. Yeah, it was like 3 days after you went to Top Golf, and they were like, "Here's a picture of us."
And you're like, "Who's this guy here in the red with the white socks?" And oh yeah, I remember my outfit I wore that day.
Oh, yep. And they were like, "Oh, that's peaNUT."
Cyril has one of those chips. Yeah, what is it? Neuralink or whatever?
Yeah, one of the Neuralinks, exactly. And yeah, Cyril, man, I'm envious. I'm lucky to remember what I ate last night. The fact that you can remember all this, it's scary.
Oh my gosh,
really
I love it. I love it. This is awesome.
So here's the problem. I do have photographic memory, but a lot of times I don't develop the film. All you youngins aren't going to get that joke. But I can only really access all of that perfect recall if I've had an edible.
Hey, that works. Trigger the subconscious there. And most kids won't have a clue what you're talking about photographing or developing. I remember having a fridge with the canisters of film sitting on the butter tray, and I'd do like one canister a week because that's all I could afford. But, okay, this week I'm developing this one. And let's see, this is the next important one. And
Yep, it costs like $15 to $20 to have a roll developed, and that was in 30 years ago money. So that's about $50 to $60 worth of buying power today. So think about that. If you got to take, like 25 pictures, maybe 30 if you sprung for the big roll, and then you had to go pay $50 in today's cash to then get those pictures, and they only come in the little shitty 4x6s. Right? If you want it bigger, then you have to take the film back and you have to have it redeveloped larger, just to see your pictures. Kids these days are spoiled. Let me tell you what. We had a whole drawer just filled with double layers of those photo rolls that just were never developed.
Do you still have some lying around?
No, I don't.
Okay. I actually found a couple rolls in a box about 6-8 months ago. I was going through storage and I went for something and opened a box. There's like 4 or 5 rolls of undeveloped film. Like, there's no way they can be good. But man, I really want to find out what the hell's on them now. So now I'm curious. So of course we've got a lot of experience between us in a lot of different areas. Now we've dug into the past, where we met, where we've gone. Now where are we today? So peaNUT, I'm kind of curious. What's your biggest play that you feel has the best possibilities currently? He's probably eating. He's got a mouthful of pizza right now.
Literally, as I got back on the mic here, I grabbed my pizza. So the timing couldn't have been better. What was the question?
So, we've been through the past pretty well. What is it currently that you're really excited about? What projects really stands out to you? Not financial advice, of course. Just what sticks out for you personally.
Yeah. Here, let me. I'll jump on the camera too here for this. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm not too ugly.
Oh, we're recording it that way. I've got proof. peaNUT, my man. Good to see you, buddy.
What's up? Yeah, so I got my lights up here.
Yeah, nice light.
Dude, I have them up all year round. People are like, "Oh, you like the Christmas lights?" I'm like, 100%. So.
Oh yeah.
I was doing the same thing till they burned out.
You're an electrician, man. Come on, fix them. What the
exactly why I'm not fixing them. I'm sitting.
Oh my gosh, too funny. Now you get to see all my clothes and stuff hanging out too, so I'm just exposing myself. But
that's fine.
No, there's quite a few different communities. I'm always kind of like mindful of, I guess, kind of like how I'm involved or where I'm involved in the space. Trying to keep things segregated in a way where I'm not always like filling things. I'm not really about that, but like I said, I'm with Alpha Shares. They've been around. They were originally Alpha Nodes back in the day. For some of you that may know, in kind of the DeFi like token era, way back when, like early 2022. And so they were originally Alpha Nodes. They've since evolved into Alpha Shares. And so we're kind of at the core of what we do is an NFT marketplace, support 6 different chains. And then we've really evolved from there, where it's not just the marketplace itself. Obviously, that's kind of like our core, like flagship product. But we've since evolved. We've launched our Bitcoin mining operations down in Paraguay under Alpha Mining Co. And so that's its own registered business down in Paraguay. One of our co-founder, John, who is our lead dev, his wife is actually a citizen of Paraguay. So that was kind of like our entry point, or kind of our in. And, within the last 2 years, well, kind of as things evolved, I guess not 2 years ago, but kind of last summer, they really started to kind of look at the opportunity of, hey, we want to do something else besides just the NFT marketplace. And then with the abundance of natural energy, I should say, hydroelectric power. With the dam down there, I think it's the second largest dam in the world, second to the one in China. And so the Itaipu Dam, and just essentially the abundance of hydroelectric power down there, and the contract that they have with the country of Brazil. Funny enough, Brazil helped fund that dam being built, and the agreement that they basically signed for life is... It's some sort of crazy deal. I think it's somewhere around 0.007, like, so 0.7 of a cent kilowatt per, however that comes out, like kilowatt per hour basically. So for us as a business to be down there, and our power costs are 3 cents a kilowatt hour, which is pretty good compared to most market rates out there. I think. And I'm not like an expert when it comes to like the general market, but I know a lot of people, anywhere around like 7 or 8 cents is pretty common. I know I've heard some people say they run on like 15 or 16 cents power costs. And so for us to be down there and have access to 3 cents a kilowatt hour with opportunities to go even lower beyond that is something that you can't really, dispute or argue against, if we're getting that. And then obviously as we expand our operations and we kind of look into hosting, that's only going to kind of further drive our costs down, as we expand our operations, want more power, like anything you buy in bulk, you usually get a better deal, a better rate. So yeah, right now we're sitting at 3 cents kilowatt hour and we're really looking to kind of build it out, not just a year, 2 years, we're here to be for, many, many years to come, which I can't say many communities or teams are really out there doing that. So the fact that I'm kind of here as a community manager and, I always like to say I try and do my best to be the bridge between the team and the community. And then from our community to other communities is really kind of at the end of the day, what I'm here to do. So that's just kind of one community, one aspect that I'm really, just fortunate and blessed to be a part of. And then that's not even kind of touching on our DeFi arm, but that in itself is an exciting opportunity too, to kind of have the staking opportunities that we have. And yeah, I won't get too much into that. I don't need to bore you guys, but that's like what I'm really enjoying right now in the space when it comes to, NFTs, crypto.
Right. Now, let me ask you real quick, peaNUT, because I'm seeing a lot of projects pop up as far as mining farms, and they're all over the place. It seems like it's the mining season, if you will. And of course, the question has to be is, when does the terahash rate or the hash rate become so difficult where it's no longer profitable unless you are a big organization? I mean, it's eventually going to kill out the small miners, right?
Yeah. So interesting enough, this is when you get into some of the, I don't know. For me, this it's kind of like the wordy, technical jargon. Getting into some of the numbers, it's not numbers I enjoy, but when it comes to certain aspects of this, it's definitely not my forte. I know there's even some community members that really kick butt. They put together their own spreadsheets. They're day and night. They're calculating, putting formulas together. But I mean, I think it's one of those things where, yeah,
that's step below me. Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's, at least kind of from my perspective when it comes to Bitcoin mining, it almost reminds me a little bit of like a seesaw where, as you look at the price of Bitcoin, obviously that factors into the price of machines and equipment. Typically, there's usually a pretty strong correlation with that. And, our big thing is, well, with where our power costs are, it's going to take a lot for us to not be profitable. I'm never going to over guarantee, and this is everybody's kind of discretion, not financial advice, as you said, but there would have to be something pretty catastrophic for us to not be profitable as a mining operation at the power costs we have. And so I think our biggest thing is, well, if the price of Bitcoin goes down, there might be more people. You could make the case more people might be likely to turn on their machines. And like you said, as the difficulty gets higher, there's going to probably be less people, out there. There's going to be less machines out there, and that could really be kind of our opportunity at times. Obviously, we're kind of like a drip in the pond. We're not like some sort of $100 million operation yet, but kind of looking at it, that could increase the we could take advantage of the opportunity that's present essentially. If there's less and less miners out there, obviously there's a lot of variables that I'm not aware of or, don't come to mind right away. But I think it's one of those things where it's, like I said, it's kind of a give and take, and it'll be interesting to see with the halving coming up. I know that's something people always talk about where it's okay, usually there's some sort of price discovery or there's something new that usually happens around those times. And so our biggest thing is kind of like velocity, the speed at which we're able to buy miners at these prices before, whenever there's new price discovery, there's price action in a favorable way beyond all-time highs. Obviously that's going to change the landscape of price of equipment and machines. And, there's always a lot of hypotheticals to kind of go back and forth on it with, but
right. So, Cyril, I'm curious. What do you think on that as far as that question?
Well, what kind of miners are they buying?
Let me see, and this is where I get like really bad with some of the technical jargon. I can pull up one
Well,
of our.
I'm more curious. Is it like an ant miner? Is it an ice fisher? Like,
No, people have been talking. People have been talking about those ant miners. I know we were just talking about. Hold on, there was a somebody was talking about the new miner, the S21.
Right. I heard about
and
that.
somebody had like a photo that they shared in one of our Discord channels, or like one of our private ones, and our dev John was saying that it looks like the price point of those new machines are somewhere in the range of 8 to 10K per unit, and even with buying in bulk, it's really not favorable right now, even where he was kind of saying it's better to kind of make the most of other units that are on the market that are more than doable right now. But I'll have to find the invoice. I know we have an invoice. I have a visuals channel that I post different photos and updates in our Discord for everybody to see. But yeah,
Okay.
I'll get back to you on a second in terms of like the specific machine.
okay.
So, and
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
kind of curious. Sorry, go ahead, Cyril.
Yeah, it's going to play a big part in profitability rates. If they could, I'd recommend going for at least the Ice River KAS KS2.
Okay.
But they're going to have difficulty obtaining those because they're sold out. But if they can get one, great. The regular ant miners, the difference in profit of what they put out is a difference of about over $50 a day.
Sure.
So that's kind of a big deal.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
for sure.
really impact profitability.
For sure.
But I actually have to get going. It was great hanging out
Okay.
with you guys. Catch you later.
You too, buddy. Thanks,
See you
Cyril,
later,
my man. Always a pleasure.
See you
Have a good
later.
weekend, buddy. Okay, so BTK. Now, let me clarify one thing here, guys. So I was thinking more beyond just the one project, beyond just one miner, but I'm talking the entire ecosystem of mining. Because as we've seen, there's different Bitcoin mining farms and fractal mining and everything else going on. And so at what point in time does it actually become saturated? Or to the point that there's so much, there's only so many coins to be mined at such a time. Granted, the price action, all that, but then you start talking efficiency, things like that. But if you bring all these machines on the line and you have so many people fighting over the same coin, of course, everybody gets smaller amounts because you're running off pools, things like that. So do you think that we're going to actually hit a point where we're actually oversaturated in the mining communities?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah. BTK, you can jump in on this.
What do you think, BTK, buddy?
I like what I would ask is like, okay, what are we mining? Why are we mining it? What's it for? What's it doing for anybody? Is it just speculative? Like, oh, we're gonna go to the moon. Like, do this, we'll make money. Like, I would look for like, okay, mining Bitcoin. Okay, that makes sense to me. What else are we mining?
Oh, there's a ton of things. Mine whatever you want.
Oh,
but I said Bitcoin.
yeah.
We'll talk Bitcoin. Let's keep it on Bitcoin for the topic. But I mean,
Sure.
I've seen 5 different mining projects launched here in the last couple of months. And so I mean, all these people are putting all these machines on. Of course, the efficiency that's going to take some time to build up. But if you look at the hash rate that's going on is grown exponentially over just the last 6 months. And so at what point in time does it actually become less profitable unless you're a huge corporation and these big, multi-million-dollar businesses are actually driving out the smaller units? Are you guys worried about that on a personal level?
I mean, it all goes back to, and I know that's kind of the main point of conversation is power costs. And I mean, I know it may sound kind of silly to some, where it's like, oh my gosh, like all you're talking about is power costs, but you have to look at, that's one of, if not your main focus when it comes to this. And, you know, like I said, our biggest thing is the fact that we have the power costs that we do. It's going to take a lot to shake us off and not be around. And that's where I'm just saying, like, if it gets to that point, it would have to be, and again, like, don't take my word with a grain of salt, but for us to be unprofitable with Alpha Mining Co., I think it'd borderline have to be like a black swan event, to be honest.
Right.
So
and yeah, and I'm not picking on Alpha Co. Please understand, it's
no,
it's more
you're good.
like
But for
many
small
showing
people,
up.
though.
Yeah, I see so many mining projects showing up, and you know, BTK, on your topic, Dave, I threw in there. It's like, what is the end goal of BTC? You know, Dave, that's a great question, buddy. What is its end purpose?
Yeah, that's
money.
That's the $1 million question. I mean, you guys were talking about it earlier with
The
kind
aliens.
of like the aliens, but then you start talking. Gosh, you guys sidedragged me. But it was the conversation around crypto and the government. I think those had kind of been looped into one sentence there, and you start talking about CBDCs, and I know, some of the technical political jargon I don't spend a ton of time in, but I'd seen on X that there was some house or some committee that basically blocked further progression of CBDCs. I'd have to kind of find which branch of the government that was, but I know that there was a committee that basically put their kind of like roadblock up, saying that they weren't in favor of it, which I thought was pretty big. It was this week, but you start talking about crypto and the movement that, you know, our government on like a world scale has. And my biggest thing that I tell people that I've kind of come to learn, you know, just being in the space, is the fact that again, you look at the scope of like politicians as a whole, we'll just say that. And obviously there's a lot of backdoor deals, people, whatever, you know, people can deny it or accept it, but the reality is it's going on. There's people being bought left and right, so to speak, for endorsing different things, different entities. And the fact that they see the power, the capability of what crypto can do and has done, and they don't have a part in it, you can't tell me that greed doesn't factor into it. You know, they want their slice of the pie, and they don't have it right now, so they're trying to do whatever they can to. They want to get their foot in the door.
I see it
exactly.
That's my take.
Okay. No, and I would agree with that. You on the same level there, BTK?
Yeah, I agree with that. I've said very similar things many times.
Absolutely. And DeFi says capitulation of nation states. Ooh, I like the little wiki bit.
Capitulation.
Big fancy words.
Oh, yep.
I always keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely, DeFi. And you got to. I mean, there's a bigger picture, like we've talked about and we've hinted at. None of us really know what it is. And I don't even think that the governments know what it is. They just know that they're not in control and they're not okay with that. So they're trying to shake it up. They're trying to do lawsuits, whatever they can do. And every government is doing its own thing. And yeah, peaNUT, I heard the same thing about one branch was saying, no, we don't want CBDCs. We don't want a digital currency. Others saying, no, that's the only way to go. It's like we can't even agree on what the hell we're doing. It's crazy.
Oh,
and
I probably said it last week too, but like when the internet came out, right? Like all of a sudden information was everywhere. People had access to information. And nowadays in 2023, information rules the world. People with the most information are the wealthiest, this other thing. So now we all have this access to this information. We're using it in ways that we couldn't even have imagined before the internet came out. But here's the cool thing. Now the money is going to free flow. What the hell is going to happen? I can't even fathom what we're going to be doing with this stuff. But think about that. That's scary. And that really, to everything you just said, now the money is going to flow freely and you're not going to have to go through a central bank or anything.
And that's where it can get kind of, and again, a lot of this is speculation. Like I'm all for like disagreement, people having their own thoughts, but the way I've started to kind of see things evolve is off of that subject I just talked about, and you'd comment on that too, BTK, is
right.
You start looking at CBDCs, and if money starts to flow through entities that the government can have their hands on somehow in a closer way, even though it's blockchain technology. I mean, just think about it. Like, people have put out different hypotheticals to me, and let's say like you run a red light or you're late for work or you do this and that, and they could just start, they could just start
like
taking
shut off your money, or
boom,
like
right,
you
bingo.
can't. You're fat. You can't buy candy anymore.
Or
like,
whatever it could be. Like
I'm screwed.
I know you guys have probably seen those different machines over in like China or different countries where it's like facial scan. Like that's how you like basically you pay or you check out for certain things. Like
Right.
it could be like you said, like you're too overweight, or just it could be anything.
Yeah, no,
basically you think
sorry,
of, where it's like you're denied, or you got too many
your money
groceries.
can't buy this.
Yeah,
Right, and
You
they're
got-
actually already running that overseas. I remember reading an article about one guy who got he had to go in for a social rating hike, and he had to go in and pay the government like $400 or something, stand in line to get his social rating up so he could like buy groceries. I don't remember what it was, but something dumb.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you start talking, and not to go like too far down this like rabbit hole or like get out the tin hat sort of deal, but I mean, you see different parts of the world acting in certain ways. You have different government, whatever it might be. Again, that's like a totally different subject. Don't need to derail the Freaky Friday here, but
It's Friday,
it's
man.
one-
That's what it's all about.
it's one of those things where you see how certain parts of the world, how their government runs essentially, and you can't tell me that wouldn't be in the fold of cards at some point like that, and it happening over here.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and it's crazy. It's one of those things where, regardless of what your beliefs are, either side, I've come to the conclusion, everybody, both sides, the middle, wherever, it's all corrupt. It's all corrupt.
Dude, all that programmable money, like doing all that stuff, is like every government's wet dream, man. Come on, like,
Yep. And yeah, it's like Dave was saying, they're being forced into crypto, and if they don't hold crypto and participate in the ecosystem, they will watch their wealth leave for greener pastures. It's true.
Know how
Absolutely.
much easier that would be to just like get everyone jacked up on debt, so they have to go to work all the time, and then like controlling them that way. You could just
Right. Now they're going to control you socially. You don't have a certain social rating on the blockchain. You can't do this or go see this movie or this. I mean, yeah, it opens up whole doors of crazy possibilities of the whole 1984 concept, the big government and all that. And, make no mistake, they may be fighting it in the lawsuits, things like that, but they are absolutely building on the back end. I'm a firm believer of that.
Well, that makes decentralized stuff like Bitcoin and Ethereum, well, maybe not Ethereum, but it's pretty cool.
Well, it does, but does it really? And let me ask you this. And Dave, I got your comment. I'm going to get you a second. So here's the trick. Okay, if you want to control the masses, how do you do it? Do you tell them they have to do this? Do they have to do that? Or do you get them excited to want to do this to go against the grain? Then they all move in that direction, when in reality, you're building it, that back end of it. You're still controlling it. They just don't know it. Think about it for a second there. Are we being manipulated into DeFi because that's where the government wants us to go?
That's what Cyril's thing with Bitcoin was created by the CIA, because I think Satoshi Nakamoto translates to like central intelligence or something like that.
It could. Hell, I don't know.
Look it up.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. And Dave Weiss says, Kenneth showed you what we want to do when they started shutting down bank accounts and people went broke. Yeah, exactly. That is why they are salivating over CBDCs. Yep. And that's saying, I mean, you got old money running banks. And so you think they're going to give up control that easily? Nah, they're still going to be in it. And they're just going to have more control over you. Now, all of a sudden, if you protest, oh, guess what? You're cut off. Oh, you're fat.
Yeah.
No candy for you. Yeah, dude.
No, seriously, it's
Or
you
have to strap a solar panel to your butt.
I do it on my head. It already is.
Oh my god!
If you're over a certain weight, you have to, but where's it gonna stop?
Yeah,
right.
And it's kind of interesting too, like talking about crypto. It's like a little bit off the path, but I think it's still connected. Is you started talking about the car industry and the movement of electronic vehicles and everything that Tesla, and as some people in my circle like to say, Daddy Elon, everything that he's doing with Tesla, and even kind of beyond, not just him. I mean, there's other electric car manufacturers in the world that just,
Right.
they're there, but they get kind of covered up. They're kind of under Elon's shadow. But with the whole movement, I mean, I guess I don't have like a good grid of certain plans that car industries are having, if it's 5 years or 10 years out. But I know I've heard commercials. I know other people listening in have probably heard it too, where, by this year, we're going to be, this percentage of electronic vehicles. And you start thinking about that. And again, going back to control, you have, I don't know, maybe 70% of the U.S. population, or 75 or 80 or something staggering, over like an overwhelming majority, and then it's just like boom, power grid off, like can't go anywhere, like what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely, and
that's like like a tinfoil hat conspiracy.
I like it. That's okay. And Dave Fight says, they're attacking crypto every chance they get, especially the DeFi section of it, especially private with sectors. However, we can innovate far faster than they can and can pivot quickly. And that's a good point, DeFi. And I think that's one thing we're seeing, especially like we're talking earlier, with the good communities, the good people out here trying to drive it in a positive direction versus just getting quick. Those are the scammers, the shady people. We are moving it, and we're moving it quicker united. And so I totally agree with you, buddy. As long as we keep bonding together, the good people go in the good direction for a positive outcome, we can stay ahead of it. But man, if we get distracted by too many shiners, too many scammers, they are going to catch us and wreck us. So I'm with you, brother.
Yep. Definitely.
Okay, so gentlemen, I'm going to turn you over for tinfoil hat moment while I use the little boys' room. I will be right back, so don't get me banned.
Don't get you banned. Oh my gosh, too funny. Oh man, yeah, I'm just enjoying this pizza. I think I'd shown it like on camera a second ago.
Oh, the homemade pizza? Yeah, that looks good. What do you have on it?
So obviously had to dabble it up with some olive oil. I'm not like a huge sauce guy when it comes to pizza. I know some people may boot me off the stage or be up in arms about it, but I'm not heavy on the sauce. I'm usually light on the sauce for a pizza.
I can dig that. I like white pies sometimes.
Oh, like an Alfredo?
Yeah, well, just no tomato sauce. Basically, cheese pie, no tomato sauce. Sometimes we get tomato slices on top. That's like, that's the way to do it. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's almost kind of like reminds me of like Chicago deep dish kind of style pizza, where they'll do stuff like that. But dabbled it up with olive oil pretty good, and then then pizza marinara sauce or pizza sauce, and then Italian sausage. I'm a meat guy, and then I got some pepperoni, mozzarella. I put some bell peppers on there, and then I got some onions too, just for a little bit of flavor. So it's a pretty good pizza.
Homemade supreme pizza.
Oh heck yeah, yeah! And like I said, it's Trader Joe's. I don't know if people have though, like how.
Yeah, we have those here.
I feel like they should be in most parts of the states, but that's where we get our. It's kind of like a flatbread pizza crust almost. They're more like rectangular,
one of those half-baked kind of deals.
Yeah, like a pita bread almost, basically, but it's more like rectangular shaped, like this.
Okay.
And it comes in like a pack of, I think it's like 4, but we're talking like huge sheets of like pizza that you can make. And that's like our favorite. We do that. Homemade pizza's the bomb.
That's cool.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying. My dad used to make those, but I've never messed around. My oven's not really big enough to do a real pizza.
Oh my gosh, who did this? Who did? Wait,
okay.
I was like,
giveaway.
We're doing a giveaway. Yes.
Oh my gosh, funny. You missed it. We were just talking about my pizza, and then I was like, oh shoot, we don't have Serenity here to pull up comments while we're talking. I don't have the stream up either, so I'm just going in blind. So you're helping me, Serenity, with all the comments.
That's okay. Well, you should have the comments on the side. Hopefully, over on you should have a little button that says comments. See that?
Oh my gosh, I am enlightened now. Holy cow. Okay, I was in the private chat. See, this is my first time. This is my first time on StreamYard, so like, thank you guys for bearing with me here. Pizza,
hey, no problem, buddy. I'm glad we could de-virginize you for live stream. So hey, that just sounded wrong in every way. Guys, everybody watching, type hashtag pizza in the chat below. I'm going to give away one of my personal bit fighters to one of the community members here, just for hanging out with us tonight.
Oh, I logged in and I finally checked out the testnet Bitfighter game. I didn't get to fight or anything because the stream started, but yeah, I was pretty cool. I went over to the brew machine and got a brew, and that was about it. But I'm pretty excited for that. I just
nice.
got my card last night. Serenity knows.
Yes, I saw that. And man, you sure you're ready to handle people like us? I don't know. We're pretty brutal in there.
I got some cool test fighters, man. The one that I picked has like, I can kick. I have very good kicking ability, so you're gonna have to watch.
Oh, we might have to try that. I can absolutely load mine up, and we can go into the ring real quick if you want.
Well,
So-
I mean,
Oh god,
see that smirk.
you're gonna have to enlighten me on some of this. I'm behind on some of this, you guys. So when you're talking about like, oh, I'm gonna fight or do this, I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about, but I'm going along with it.
I will bring you up to speed on it. Let me get back to chat because I know we've had a few roll through here. So we were talking
Okay.
about pizza. So I got to ask you guys: yes or no? Pineapple.
Nah, no thanks.
No, okay, come on,
On
people who bring this up, it's and that's the
Okay,
thing I've
so
learned.
guys, that's the end of our stream because they don't like pineapple. Screw those guys.
I love
Okay.
pineapple. I like pineapple. I
I was
don't
like,
like.
I was like, what happened there? Did he just censor us? God.
I had to for
No,
fun.
but no, I think it's interesting because I've never met somebody that's like middle ground on it. It's usually like one or the other, especially when it comes to
Right.
like actors or like their favorite actors, favorite movies. It's this or that. There's no gray area.
Well, I mean,
But
like,
no,
let
I
me
don't-
ask you something, Serenity. When you make a nice
Yeah.
bowl of cereal, right? What's your favorite cereal?
Whoa.
Favorite cereal is probably honeycomb.
Okay, so you get a nice bowl of honeycomb, right? You pour your milk.
Yep.
What kind of milk? Whole milk, 2%.
2%.
Okay, so
Oh,
your
2 or 1%.
honeycombs, you get your 2% milk, right? And you
Right.
just pour a bunch of orange juice in there, right? What's wrong with that? You don't like that?
No, I put
Yeah,
sugar on it.
yeah,
What's wrong
yeah.
with you? You put sugar on
That's what
cereal.
it sounds like to me, dude. Pineapple
Yeah.
on pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, come
Yeah.
on, dude.
I agree.
Uh,
No, okay. I guess here's a good question off of that. I wasn't sure if you were gonna go down this path, BTK, but do you guys put the cereal in first or the milk? Answer wisely.
Cereal.
Cereal usually.
Oh,
You
I
always.
pour the
Whoa,
milk kind of
you-
strategically, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
God,
think
you
we've
know,
all
so I don't
we've
pour
all
all
done
over.
it where we've all done it where we just start dumping in the gallon of milk and it like splashes like a lava and you're like you get the ripple effect. You're like the oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? Like the second, I don't know. The splatter,
Maybe
the
I'm-
ricochet off the
dummy
cereal.
night,
You get it all
maybe.
over yourself. Oh my gosh!
I knew that was
going
going to start a fight. I had to throw that in there just for some fun.
You did.
So Dave Price says Old Forge style white pizza is awesome. Sounds good. I've never tried it. But
See, Dave knows white pizza. The white pie. Don't sleep on the white pie. Every once in a while, you know.
But that's basically like you're saying like an Alfredo pizza, right? Or is there like a
I guess
Am I, like,
I've never
using
heard it
something?
called that. It's just a normal cheese pizza with no tomato sauce.
okay? I
So
always
you
say
have
like that's
just
like an Alfredo
bread,
pizza tier.
cheese
It's a
and
normal
pepperoni?
kind.
Alfredo.
Yeah.
Alfredo.
Yeah, Alfredo. That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
Good garlic.
like a
See,
good-
garlic
ooh.
Alfredo. We get those. Barbecue sauce under chicken. Oh,
Yeah,
those are
barbecue
good.
pizza. Heck yeah. Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn it, I'm so hungry, guys. Knock it off. Everyone was eating pizza last week. This is the Old Forge style pizza. Oh, man. See, Dave, fine. Now I got to pull it up. Okay. He's making me do this. Hold on. Can I click that link? Hold on. Let me open. Damn it. Dave, shoot me that link in DM. I'll open it that way. It doesn't let me copy and paste the chat into my Chrome. It hates me. Dave says pineapple and ham or pineapple and pepperoni on pizza is great if the sauce is decent, and this comes from a pizza snob. I agree, Dave. See, I'm one of those. I like everything sweet, and just so you guys know, I've been known to barbecue a steak and soak it in honey and barbecue sauce first, and people are like, what would you do? Why would you do that? That's just me.
Wait, you said put honey on a steak?
Honey and barbecue sauce, and then marinate it, soak it in that, and then grill it. Oh, it's a great sweet meat. Oh,
How about
But-
salt?
See,
and
okay,
pepper?
Yeah,
Oh, God,
salt,
no.
pepper, but salt, pepper,
Never.
but how do you? This is super controversial too. How do
Yeah.
you prepare your steak? Do you use like a cast iron skillet to like sear
I
it?
do nothing special. I am like the most boring person in the world.
I've never tried that.
I know,
I would
I'm bad.
sear it a bit on the grill and then move it on to like the indirect, not like off the flames for a while and put the
Yep.
lid on, you know.
Yeah, that's how you do it. I think a bunch of my friends in a bunch of my friends, they had or they have Traegers or those smokers that are super popular kind of all over the US. I can't think of the competitor. Traeger, there's another one, some people probably know it, but they'll basically do it where they'll leave it on there for like an hour. You kind of watch it internal temp of like 140-ish, I think, somewhere around there, and then they'll move it to the cast iron skillet or cast iron pan, and you'll basically kind of like sear it or lock in all that flavor. Oh, so good, so good.
Sear it after.
Plus you get all the flavor and like the seasoning that comes from the cast iron pan or skillet, and it's delicious. Old Forge white pizza, that looks like no sauce.
Yeah.
That looks weird. That looks like a focaccia bread.
Yeah, they'll put like ricotta in there too and stuff.
Okay.
You know, like it's.
That looks really
like
good.
crusty. Like it's. See, this just looks like a regular old cheese slices, except it's basically like white. It's just the ricotta and mozzarella and
Says,
whatever else.
There's ricotta in it. Okay. Man, these are all these crazy terminologies. I am not the
Wait.
chef in the family. I bake pies. I'm good at pies.
Did you just say ricotta or ricotta?
Ricotta.
How do you say that? Yeah,
Ricotta?
It's ricotta.
Ricotta cheese, man.
It's ricotta, buddy. Come on. Welcome
ricotta.
back. It's okay.
Hey guys, I brought the Capicola to the party.
Oh my gosh.
You East Coaster
Oh,
guys. You guys all talk
East
funny
Co-
over there.
No, I mean, people will always, like, when they hear me talk, they'll always point out my accent, or they're like, oh, you have an accent. I'm like, oh, really? Like, what does it sound like? And I'll go through the whole spiel, because we very much have, like, Minnesota Canadian slang, and
Okay.
people can pick it up pretty easily. Like, our big thing is, like, you betcha, or, like, don't you know, or a lot of times when we bump into each other, we'll say, "Ope," like, "Ope." And that's, like, a big thing that we do here in Minnesota.
Okay.
When Cyril
like a-
typed that for the first time, I didn't know what the hell he was OPE. I was like, what? It's like, it's
Yeah,
OPE. Oh.
Yeah, we do that all the time. Or I don't know if it's necessarily just a Minnesota thing, so I won't take like claim of it. But we will do like a double negative where we'll say like no, yep, to like confirm something. We won't just say like oh yes,
No,
we'll say
yeah.
no,
No,
yeah.
No, yeah.
All the time. And people like make fun of us for it, but we say
I'd be
it all the
totally
time.
confused. Yeah, I'm like, no, yeah. Which one is it, man? Come on, give me an answer. Yeah, no, or yeah.
Here,
No, yeah.
Serenity, pronounce this word. I just typed it in the chat.
Okay.
Oh, this one's good. This one's good.
Capicola?
It's gabagool.
Gabagool.
What?
Gabagool.
Do you guys speak the
This
same
is-
language I do? That does not say what the
It
hell?
clearly says gabagool.
Wait, yeah, gabagool.
Wow,
This is
okay.
like for any. This is like the episode if anybody's seen the television show Friends, and I think where
Not by choice.
not by choice. It's funny. I think it was somebody was teaching Phoebe was teaching Joey French or something for some sort of date he had, and they would go like syllable by syllable and say it, and then she would put the full word together, and he would be like whoop poo poo or like wee pee pee, and he would say something like completely different. I feel like that's what's going on here. We're trying to get on the same page, and we're not meshing.
Yeah. We're not bad. You gotta figure I lived in the Northwest most of my life or in Oklahoma. And so
Okay, yeah.
you say aluminium, it's like, okay, I got it. Or battery. Yeah. You got aluminium something? Or you charge your battery? It's like, wait, what? Yeah. It's
Or like caramel, bagel,
Bagel. I've heard people say bagel. That's the word.
bagel, or like
A bagel.
shopping cart, or buggy, or fountain, or bubbler. I've heard all those crazy things. Soda pop.
Right.
Pop soda. I say both.
Right.
Roof
Okay.
and roof is a weird one.
Yeah, roof. Give me a lot of people just use the term like Coke. It's like
Right.
Oh yeah, when I went to
synonymous with-
Texas for the first time, they were like,
Give
"What
me a
kind
Coke."
of Coke you want?" I was like, "What? What?" They're like, "What kind of Coke you want?" I was like,
It's
"Green
like-
soda." I was like, "Oh," it's like,
yeah, now I know.
What?
It's like, what, do you have like 15 flavors of Coke now?
yeah, no, I didn't
Yep.
get it. My buddy had to tell me. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
That's been, I don't know if it's just here in Minnesota. Like I said, I try to get out, I try to travel. I don't always know what's in other states, but for us, we have it. There's a couple different like sandwich chains and a couple different pizza chains where we have those. Again, you guys are gonna probably correct me. Pop soda, Coke machine, where
Soda, pop, Coke,
they
whatever,
have
all of it.
they have like hundreds of flavors. Like with the they have like the digital screen, and you could have like a you could have like a Barks root beer or like a Sprite, and you have like 20 different flavors in that joint. It's like,
Right.
and that's for one SKU. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That is. And Dave
And
White
you're
says
over
my
there like
accent
doing
is
all the. Go ahead.
calculations.
Well, you
I'm saying
can't do that anymore. It's one fountain, you know. You can't go around like make the suicide soda. That was always the best.
Suicide. I mean, you could go in there, press all the buttons, wait.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can still do that here, like at Maverick convenience stores. You put it under one, and it's got like 2 flavors and then like 4 buttons of flavoring. So you have vanilla and cherry and water. Yeah, you can still do all that. And Dave White speaking, my accent is East Coast profanity. Is that different than West Coast profanity? I speak that one really well. No. Trying to catch up on the chat here. Yeah, Capco, we learned about that one. We use the no a lot. I heard Gabagoo. Yeah, that's what I heard, Wild Angel. Gabagoo. It's like, what the hell is Gabagoo? That does not look like Gabagoo. I'm with you. But she's here in the West Coast with me. Dave
Haven't
White
you
says,
ever watched
"Where's
The Sopranos, dude?"
No. I'm not into much on this series. I like movies. We don't even have regular TV. We pretty much have Netflix, Amazon, and movies. And so, yeah, we go out, we sit down to watch them. It's like, it's a movie. It's rarely a series. There are a few out there that the girls like, but yeah, I'm just not a series guy. Words sound different, but are the same. DeFi and trauma. DeFi and trauma, that they feel the same. Does that count? They all hurt. And
We've all
DeFi,
had
I love.
DeFi trauma.
Exactly. Trauma, whatever you call it, it hurts. Absolutely. Took me almost three hours to send $20 in USDC last night. Yep, that was DeFi trauma for a Wild Angel.
That's
That
'cause
she was
you're using
losing her
ABAC.
shit.
Wait.
Actually, I was just trying to get her to buy money through MetaMask versus going through Central Exchange and transfer it over just so I could send it for one of the giveaways. Like, well, just buy it through MetaMask. And so she tried going through Moonpool, and then I think it was Transact or one of the others. And
MoonPay.
her bank kept
I use-
declining.
MoonPay's
Yeah, I use
pretty
Moon-
good. They don't have the best rates usually, but they're easy
It's okay.
as hell.
Right.
Yeah, I've found that. Gosh, there's like a bug down here. You guys are probably gonna see me swatting at something. I don't know where it's coming from, but yeah, I
It
use
came off the
MoonPay.
pizza.
MoonPay's
Probably.
good. I used Ramp
You probably
before.
followed
They
me down
usually-
here with the pizza. But no, MoonPay, relative to, and again, like everybody do their own research, whatever
Right.
works best. But I found that relative to some people, you know, in different communities, or particularly like alpha shares, you know, I hear people saying like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta wait for my crypto to onboard from Coinbase," and it's like, "Oh yeah, let me wait
Usually
like
like
5 or
3,
6
4
days,"
minutes.
and I'm like, "What?" And they're
Right.
like, "Yeah, I want to wait," and it's like, "Well, I just got it. I bought it in like 45 seconds. Yeah, there's like
Yeah,
a fee with
takes a
it. Like
couple minutes.
takes for me it usually takes like a minute maybe, and you know, like for example, I try not to do like micro transactions, or usually they have like a $30 threshold,
Yeah, like
Right.
50, less than $50 is not like, you know.
Yeah,
usually, like,
because you'll get like a fee. Like if I buy, like I have it set up where I'll just do it through like Apple Pay essentially, and that works super slick in terms of just like seamlessness. But doing something like that where, you know, if I spend, let's say $50, I might be getting like 46 or 47, depending on like the rate that
Depends
day.
what you're swapping too. Sometimes I flip
True.
through, and the chain I want to get to ultimately,
Bingo.
like if it is Avalanche, right? I'll look at how much to swap to USDC, how much AVAX I can get, and whatever is the best, and then I'll just swap
Yeah.
on a DEX. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Mhm.
And
Those services are great though.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's where, you know, some people don't want to pay, you know, whatever the percentage is. I don't always like work it out, but I'm just like, okay, hey, if I'm going to spend $50 and I get like 46 or 47, like that's, I get it. Some people are, you know, you add it up over the course of time. It's like, holy cow, you lost out on that much. But it's like, there's something about, we all know being in this space, like timeliness, and some things have to happen like now. You can't wait. You can miss. And again, everybody has to decide like what their goals and timelines are, but you might miss out on an opportunity that you need something in like 30 minutes or 20 minutes, and you got to wait for Coinbase for 5 or 6 days. I'm like, I would rather pay the fee, whatever that is, to, you know, to be able to have it right away if I'm going to do like those smaller transactions or whatever it is. But I personally have found
your
MoonPay to
wallet,
work
man.
pretty
It
well.
doesn't always.
Yeah, I found MoonPay to work well. Everybody has different ones like Transact, but a lot of those other ones require you to do like a full like KYC basically breakdown. And
That's why I've been
MoonPay,
using MoonPay lately.
yeah, it really doesn't require much, just like basically like an email, and that's it. And so I found that to work super well. But
And
like I
that
said,
might be
everybody's
worth
kinda
paying a
different.
couple extra dollars for, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
and I mean, and that's the biggest thing too. Like you were saying, it took you 3 hours or somebody 3 hours to buy $20. Like when I first jumped into like learning how to bridge assets across chains, I had no idea what I was doing. I'm just like, how do I get funds from like this highway metaphorically over to like this highway? Like how do I cross highways here? How do I cross lanes?
Bridging.
Right.
And I had no idea what I was doing. I literally started Googling. I'm like bridging assets or like moving crypto from one chain to another.
Right.
And it's just evolved. And for a while I'd use multi-chain, and then they had an exploit within the last couple of months. I know one of my buddies, crazy enough, I had told him about it many months ago when he was kind of learning how to bridge too. And something happened with their team, or something got exploited, and he went to go bridge his asset or whatever crypto he had within the last couple of months. I think within the last month. And he was like, yeah, I just lost like $1,200 or like something crazy. I'm like, oh my, or it was something steep. I'm like, dude, like you should have come to me and asked, like, you know, because we've always gone back and forth. But I've used a lot of different like aggregators before, where you can you'll pull from all the best rates, you know, whatever the bridging entity or platform is. But I used Rango for a while. I know some people have like that, but I'm stuck on Rubik now.
Have you tried any-to-any swap? Do you know what that is?
I've heard of it.
I haven't tried it yet.
I haven't used it.
Dude.
I would, and everybody has to do what works best for them. I know a lot of people like Stargate is one, but the only downside I have with Stargate is, at least for me, I find myself having crypto or assets on a variety of different chains, like all over the board. And so Stargate's kind of limited on the chains that they have, but I like Rubik. The thing I like about Rubik too is you get like points or like rewards for like the swaps that you do, or like the bridging that you do. So that's kind of nice. I haven't looked into like the gain or whatever, the potentials of like what I could earn if I use their site so much. But in terms of like fees and like quickness of transactions, I found that to work super well. But again, everybody has to kind of figure out what works best. I know
Absolutely.
I know Bogged is another place where you can swap and do different things with crypto assets. That's worked well. We use that for a lot of things within Alpha Shares as a place. But yeah, everybody has to kind of figure out what works best. Funny enough, with Rango, I had used it within the last couple of months, and I had bridged a pretty sizable amount of money. You know, I've used it before. It was like riding a bike, like the back of my hand. And I had funds in Lingo for like a day almost, like 24 hours. I was just like sweating it out. I was like, did my funds make it over? And my buddy too. Yeah, we were like praying. We were like messaging like back and forth all night. We were like, did you get yours yet? Did you get yours?
Oh, dude,
And for
all
me,
that stuff sucks.
Yeah.
Bridging
one time was enough where it scared me enough where I'm just like, I can't have this. I don't even care if it's like, and everybody's at a different spot, but even for me, even if it's like $100, I'm like, I'm not taking the chance.
Yeah.
I could get over $100 pretty quick, but we started talking like a couple $1,000s or whatever a lot is for you as an individual. I'm like, I'm not touching it again. And I found Rubik.
Yep.
Love Rubik, but everybody, I know people like Vaporfy or different things. Like everybody has their preference on different, different, different bridges, aggregators, all that stuff.
Right.
Dude, all that
And a lot of those,
bridging
like,
stuff it's like dead though. Like I don't bridge anymore. Like I don't think.
Oh really? Okay.
What you were saying before, like about I don't want to shill. Like talking about stuff you're genuinely excited about is not shilling.
Right.
But
Yeah, exactly.
It changed the way that I swap. I do cross chain swapping at the speed of block finality. Like I'm like, oh, I got something on AVAX. Let me send it to this. Blah, 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 blah. It's not that. They don't have a ton of chains or anything yet, but they don't use a bridge. There's no bridge liquidity. Nothing. I'm not going to get into the technicals, but it's cross-chain messaging layer, completely decentralized. Okay. Just getting up and running. It has changed the way that I do DeFi completely. Check it out. It's called any2any.io.
Okay.
You read the white paper and things, but it is not a bridge. It doesn't work like a bridge. No bridge liquidity, this and that. I know Serenity wants to do the giveaway, though.
Yeah, we can do that, but I got to catch up on the chat too. So, yeah, no, this is great. I love it because it's conversation flow and we're having a ball. And Dave says, while they earn interest on your money that you're holding over the day, that's right. And yeah, I mean, if you've got a 10 grand sitting there for 24 hours, there's no reason they can't utilize that to make you a couple percent while sitting there. It's like, hey, we'll pause this for a bit. Yeah, no problem. Okay, we make a little bit. Okay, here, you can have your money now. Yeah, absolutely, Dave. Yeah. Old banking trick. Absolutely, brother. And awesome. Wild Angel saying, Serenity was teasing me. Yes, she owns a crypto company, and yes, Wild Angel is actually the CEO of Down Home Crypto. So that's my wife. She actually is the CEO of the company, and she is probably the least tech savvy person I know in the house. It's absolutely hysterical. And so last night I was like, okay, we got to do a giveaway, and so the company has to pay for it. So you have to go buy some AVAX so I can give it away. It's like, okay, how do I do that? It's like, that you figure it out. And I walked out of the room. I was waiting to get a shoe in the back of the head or something. I would go back and check on her. It's like, okay, here, see, go through here. Now click pay. Okay, click buy, do this. Okay, now here's MoonPay. There you go. Now follow the directions. Okay. Mm-hmm. Went back in a few minutes later. It's like, they want me to do a facial scan, but my phone won't do it. I'm like, oh God, okay. I played with this. Like, shit, it won't. Oh, that's weird. Okay. So, yeah, she went through a couple, finally got it. I'm very proud of her. She didn't give up, but man, she was frustrated. So, it was comical, and I was morbidly having fun doing it.
Yeah.
Something.
What was that?
They make you upload all kinds of documents and everything.
Right. Yeah. Front and back your driver's license, then a facial scan to verify that you are that person. Some phones work great, some don't, and hers didn't. And cool. Dave says, I'll post my list of swap bridge resources. Oh, cool. Thank you, Dave. And yes, guys, everybody. Yeah, definitely join the Down Home Crypto Discord. If you're not a part of that, that's where you cast your vote for the rags to riches. That's where you get to meet all these amazing people. We chat, we share knowledge, and you know what? Anything goes in there. I've got a shilling channel if you want to put it in there. But the biggest thing is we want to educate. We want to teach. So I don't care if you don't know what MetaMask is, and that's a foreign language. Hey, hop in. We will help you out. Biggest thing is we're trying. Down Home Crypto was built to help people who go out and work every day, and they have no future. They're just surviving check by check by check. Wow. We can make a future out of that.
The way you put it there, it sounded so like like I don't know, just like negative almost. It's like you have no future.
Honestly, that's how I feel. Working in national buildings
over here.
Yeah, as an electrician, and for most of us in the space, you have blue collar workers. We don't have a savings account. We're barely living check by check by check, and it's always one of those. What bill do I pay? And that's the kind of people I really want to help. Those are the people that I want to change their lives. The people that have 10 grand in the bank, they don't need my help. Realistically, they know what they're doing. It's the people that are living check by check. They're running DoorDash to make the ends meet. They're going out mowing lawns so that they put gas in their car to go to work. Things like that's the people we really want to buckle down and help out. I'm not saying I don't want to help the people that already have money. Absolutely, I want to educate, teach, and guide. But my whole passion is to help the ones that really have no long-term goals, savings account, IRAs, 401ks, nothing like that. And truth be told, putting it brutally honest, is they are working check by check to a dead-end job. And they're going to be 60 years old, still working, and praying to God Social Security still survives. I mean, I was one of those people for many years, and it's not going to survive. I hate to tell you. I'll tell you the end of the story. Social Security is going to be dead because our government drained it.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you guys have seen it, the way that they like to print money, and
oh yeah,
where our country is going as a whole. It's man, that's why I like to say
grows, people coming in,
Yeah, I think there's that difference, and everybody's. Again, I think that's what makes this world so great, is everybody has their unique opinion based off of the environment that they've grown up in and the people around them. But it's, gosh, where do I want to go with that? It's, no, I'll come back to it in a second. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole.
Brought a lot of people to crypto. It has, brought a lot of people to crypto, I think. The crap happening with the government, US dollar, and all that.
Right. Yeah. It is. And I think it's our job to definitely guide them the right direction, give them the right information so they're not going out and getting shilled by somebody, some bad actor. It's like, oh, hey, come over here and buy this token. Oh, guess what? It's a Ponzi scheme. Oh, this one's a honeypot.
All that crap.
Bingo.
Even if crypto's not ready yet, we got a group of like-minded people here, right?
Right.
Yep.
See
what happens.
Yep.
Exactly. Well, and that's what down home crypto is all about. Trying to give a good, safe space to give at least a basic education versus saying, hey, buy this Pepe coin and you'll be a millionaire tomorrow. No, you won't. You'll be broke tomorrow. Sorry.
Oh, man. I heard a crazy story. I won't go too far into it, but basically one of my buddies had called me the other night and was telling me that a founder of this specific NFT community had taken somewhere, I don't know if it was necessarily 50 ETH, but it sounded like it was a lot. So it was essentially the treasury took it, put it into Pepe in like we're talking early stages. Oh, okay. We're talking like
right there beginning.
the first day or two, like April 14th or like the middle of April when it was.
Right.
And he did very well. I heard I know some stories where people tossed in $100, $200, and it was turning into almost like 7 figures. Crazy stuff.
Right.
Crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah. And if they got in it very early, absolute. By the time most people, the masses, heard about it, it was already on its way down.
Yeah, or it was very marginal. I mean, it was very small gains, but not the crazy, like, whatever it was, couple thousand X multiply around.
Right.
On
it was great. And my biggest thing is I always try to keep an eye on the people that aren't educated in this space. Unlike us, we've been around for a while. We've been up, we've been down. We kind of know the game. But getting people into this space and trying to break that cycle of, like Dave was saying, liberate the world from the central slave bank system. Absolutely. Those are the people I'm really trying to aim for. And so they're not going to hear about Pepe when it first launches or these projects. No. They're going to hear it after it's finally hit the news and they saw a newspaper. This guy made so much money. And they're like, oh, let me go put in my whole paycheck.
Oh, no.
And it's on the way down. And that's when they get into it. And those are the ones I really want to help out. So that's my inspiration. And that's my rant for the night. John Rich says an auditor ticket.
That's a good rant.
What do you think 90% of people in this space are waiting for with this bull cycle? I mean,
like, I mean, now
the other 10% might be building something cool, but like, what do we have here?
See, and I guess this is kind of a challenge to you guys or even people listening is, and I don't blame people for having this mindset, because I'm still there to a degree, but I think it's interesting how we say like, oh, when is the next bull run, or oh, I'm just waiting for this, and we have to realize like all this stuff goes in cycles. Like, we shouldn't just be preparing for like the next bull. We should be preparing for the next bear, like the next situation, the next time, the next chapter in this book of life, so to speak, where we're at a similar point in terms of like like emotional, like the psychology chart of like Wall Street. I know people have seen it where it's like where you're at in the market and the emotions, like capitulation and like euphoria, all the whole nine. And I think it's just one of those things where rather than just preparing ourselves for when we're gonna see maybe unrealized gains potentially, preparing yourself for the next crap show that's gonna happen. Because if you can prepare yourself for the next catastrophic event, whatever it is, you're going to set yourself up for success that other people aren't going to be ready or prepared for potentially. And that's where my mindset is, where it's not just like, okay, where are things at in the next like year or two, or like when volume may come back in, or there's maybe a higher demand or appreciation for certain digital assets. And that's where I'm just like, man, I'm waiting for, we're like, because then you can start to kind of think about legacy. I know we've had conversations like that, Serenity, where it's like, what's the long-term vision and scope of like what you're doing in life? And that was, I know, a big part of your transition from your previous workplace to what you're doing now. And I remember seeing that kind of full transition of you like taking that leap of faith. You're like, oh man, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, dude, like I don't necessarily have like the mindset of the grasp for all of it, but I knew you had that passion for it. And that's where it's like, remember early on, you're like, I don't have the workplace for the job I had before. Like, this is what I'm doing. I got to make it work. You were like, I burn the ships. Like, you're all in on this. And that's where it's like preparing yourself. Like, you're like that. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like, I'm trying not just to think in like the day to day. Obviously, there's things in life where you have to kind of think like that, where it's, you know, basic kind of fundamental needs, but thinking in the sense of like, I mean, for me, where it's like my future family and whatever, it's like, what can I do to prepare myself for then, to where, you know, you start to kind of like snowball it and you build that momentum. But that's kind of where my mindset is, not just like the here and now or like the next bull, but when everything is, and maybe the next, you know, kind of the cycle after the bull. I mean, you would think that the floor or like the base of that event is probably, it might be higher than where we're at right now. And so I mean, it's all relative. I mean, maybe it could be lower, maybe it could be higher. You start looking at markets and it kind of gets to be a little bit of a doozy when you start to think about it. I mean, yeah, there's psychology, and yes, history at times, some people will argue it will.
I think you're wrecked. We killed him. And
I don't think we can ever quite think like big enough, and I think that's super important to, you know, think like several years down the line in life. So
I agree. And peaNUT, your video froze up, buddy. You kind of glitched, and now you're dead frozen. So
me?
You might have to reset what's going on. Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay, hold on.
Stop downloading porn.
You're good now.
Do that later.
Oh my gosh.
No, you look good
guys.
now.
Can you?
Nah.
Am I good?
Yeah,
okay.
Now you're kind of laggy. Still lagging digitalized.
Right.
So I don't know if something's updating, or maybe you open Discord or something. Discord has a hell of a time with my system, so might be it. But to respond to that, absolutely. And that's one thing, like in the Rags to Riches, that's the biggest thing we're teaching dollar cost average in and then dollar cost average out. And we're going through that strategic, not just for this bull run, but for multiples. And then once you dollar cost average out, you wait when it goes back down, you dollar cost average in, and you repeat the cycle. And I actually started working on a spreadsheet. And I want to do a video called the $1 Million Big Mac. And the whole concept is, if you were to sacrifice a Big Mac a week right now, all the way through until it starts to peak up, and you take that money and you bought a crypto, a blue chip, and then as it spikes up, you keep going, and then when it hits close to that, getting close to that peak area, start dollar cost averaging out, and then do that on the way back down until you run out of that crypto. You take all that money and you hold it until it goes back down and crashes. Then you start dollar cost averaging in. At the whole time, you're saving up the money from that Big Mac, and then you're dollar cost averaging not only the profits you made, but also your Big Mac money again. And by the end of the next 2 bull cycles out, you should be a millionaire for the price of a Big Mac.
Damn.
So I started actually working out the math on that, and it's pretty damn close.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, can you guys hear me and see me okay now? Am I good?
Yeah. You're good now, buddy.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay. Cool.
So so let's do a giveaway here real quick, guys. I'm gonna crash the party because I definitely want to give away a Bit Fighter, and we got to check out the Bit Fighters there too. So we've only had 4 entries, guys. You still have a couple minutes. Or a couple seconds. Put in hashtag pizza, like you see on the screen in the chat below, and we are definitely going to give away a Bit Fighter to one of you guys. Now, also at this time, if you guys would please do me a huge favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, jump in the Down Home Crypto Discord, say hello, get to know these guys. And just spread the word, because we're trying to educate everyone about this space, because this is what the future holds. It's not the aliens. It's not the government suing people. It's not whatever's going on over there. Those are all distractions. This is the future that we are trying to build. You get to be a part of it. You got to get into it and be involved. And if you don't know anything, that's totally okay. Actually, I've got an entire series called Zero to Hero. You don't know what a blockchain is? No sweat. I got a video for that. You don't know what a layer 1 is or a DApp or how to create a Coinbase wallet? Not a problem. I've got videos for that all down below on my channel here. And just look up Zero to Hero. Watch that series, and that will bring you up to speed entirely. The biggest thing is start doing something. And I don't care if that's open a Coinbase account and buy $5 of Ethereum every week or every month. It doesn't matter. Just do something. Because if not, a year from now, you're going to be looking back on, I should have, would have, could have, but I didn't. Don't be that person, guys and gals. Okay, I think I ranted enough. We ready to give away Bitfighter, guys?
Let's do it. Let's roll, baby.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big money, no whammies. Who's getting a Bitfighter? Big money, no whammies. The winner tonight is Chippy.
Nice.
Look at that, peanut, my man.
Yo, let's
Welcome
go.
to the
What
party,
the heck?
buddy.
Oh my gosh, wait, is this fair? Can I win? Is that a thing?
You can absolutely
Yeah.
win, buddy.
Oh man,
Now
let's go.
Now you have a Bitfighter. Cool.
Yo, now
Right
I'm
on.
now I'm in the crew. This is awesome. I'm pumped.
Now
Okay,
you have
so
to check it out.
I don't know what
Right,
this
now-
entails, so I'm going in blind here.
you know what? Let's dive into it, shall we? Got some time. Unless you
Let's
guys
do it.
got a date tonight or something. I don't. I just got food,
Oh,
but
But Serenity, I was gonna jet because I got a headache and I'm falling asleep. I've been up for a while, so I got.
we're not even dating. You can't use that excuse with me.
Listen, I got a jet.
You're
my
good,
God.
buddy.
Better shut this
BTK
thing
brother,
down.
thank you, my man. I will educate Peanut and the rest of the community a little bit on
Yeah.
Bitfighters. But hey, brother, I want to say thank you for your time and joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure.
All right, man. Thank you for having me on. It was great talking to you, Peanut.
Heck
Meet you a
yeah,
little bit.
many more to come. Great to be on here with you, BTK.
All right, man. Enjoy that Bitfighter. I'll see you
I
guys
will.
in a little bit.
See ya.
Have a good one, bud. Catch you later.
See.
Dave Fight says, later, man. And yes, now you can get your ass kicked on the blockchain. Exactly.
Wow, that's some big talk. That's some big game.
Oh, that's okay. So I've got to do this. Just let me see if I can share something here. Where is it? So there it is. Okay, so we'll share the screen. So we'll remove
Do you
that.
have like 20 monitors over there?
5 actually.
Oh my gosh! I saw you looking. I'm like, is he doing like around the world here with all the monitors?
Kind of, yeah.
my
Yeah, I've got
gosh.
5 monitors.
That's
so there you
funny.
go. So that's
Oh my gosh! What is this? Oh my gosh! This looks awesome.
yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh!
if you're a 1K club card holder, you get to do the beta testing of the game.
Okay.
And so, yes, I actually won the first week's tournament. And then my buddy Crow, who I sent an invite if he wants to hop up here on stage with us, we'll dive into it. He won the second week and won $200. Now this week we're fighting for $500. This is all in the beta. It's before even the game launches. It doesn't launch till October 1st.
Oh my gosh!
So what you won is a mint card. So once it launches, you're going to take that card in and you're going to mint your Bitfighter. Okay? And then you can start actually playing the game. So we'll give you a quick crash course here. Let's see. Don't they have a trailer video for Bit? You know they probably do, Dayfi. I will have to look for that.
I've never used
my
more than
girl-
one. I don't know how people do that. There is a lady at work like a couple days of the week that I'm in office, and she uses like her laptop. You can do your laptop. You connect in. You have 2 other additional monitors, so you can work on
Right.
3. And she's working on like her laptop. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
it blows my mind. I have no idea how.
Yeah,
people do
my
it.
wife's doing that right now after her back surgery. I set her up in the bedroom and she got 2 monitors plus her laptop. And I'm like, okay, there you go. You got 3 monitors. Like, oh, great. So she'll have a spreadsheet here, another one here, and she's doing all her tax audit
Oh,
thing
nice.
for
Okay,
the
so
state.
she actually uses all the screens. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, she definitely uses them. In fact, yeah, she uses 2 to 3 monitors always. She's
Oh,
actually
that's
upset because work won't give her a 3rd monitor. She's like, no, I need 3.
I need
Yep.
more.
And
Oh,
so,
this is
speak of the devil here, we have Mr. Crow. Welcome, buddy.
Hey there, everybody. How's it going?
Good.
What is
Where's the
good,
camera?
bro?
Just living the dream, man. How are you, Peanut?
Super good. Yeah, when am I going to get to see you? I came behind the camera here.
I have to go get my camera.
Ah.
Oh my God!
I don't
You
have
knew
a
about
nice
this, Crow.
fancy camera. I just got one that plugs into a USB slot, and that's where it lives.
Oh, that
Mine
is
too.
slick. That's like, I know I'm missing out on what to use.
I would like to use. Yes.
That's funny.
More. So I have an ultra wide. It's like 2 monitors. See, those are nice, Dave. I've thought about that, but at the same time, it's one of those where I have different screens set up for different things. And I don't like dealing with the little windows in one single monitor. I really like to pull it over to another one, go full screen, like just leave it up. So, yeah, to each their own. And that's the biggest thing, is what works good for you. But what we're going to do here is we are going to share a screen. So I'm going to, let's see, present, and we're going to share screen, and we're going to go entire screen. And I'm going to pick that one. So we're going to screen 3. So I'll be doing a lot of looking up here, guys. And I probably have to move my mic a little bit. But, okay, so to give you an idea what Bitfighters is, we're going to pull up Bitfighters right now.
Okay.
And this is the beta of it. So this is the lab, and it does run on the Avalanche blockchain.
Ooh. Okay, I like it even a little bit more already.
Yeah, so everything's in AVAX, but the game token is BTC on the AVAX blockchain.
Okay.
So once we start playing, everything will be based off BTC.
Okay.
Okay, so here's my fighters currently. And like I said, these are on the beta. And my best fighter that I like, so each one is a different mint. So your mint card will be to mint one fighter, and they're randomly generated images and stats.
Oh, wow.
So like this guy here has a defense of 4, a health of, let me zoom in on that, see if I can make it go bigger for you guys. There we go. Okay, so defense 4, kick 4, or health 4, kick 5, punch 2, speed 2, and stam 3.
Okay.
Pretty basic stats like most gamers know. Now, a couple things to keep in mind, I'll tell you some secrets. Speed stat right now is only about moving around the ring, not about speed of your attacks or defenses. So keep that in mind. Okay, and beyond that, the rest is pretty well laid out. All your players have 20 attribute points per tune, unless it's a rare or a legendary. Then it gets 21 and 22. So these will always be broken down in a total of 20, unless it's one of the rares or special ones. Okay, so Crow, you in?
I can't remember.
Oh, that's right, you're broke.
Yeah.
That's right, I stole all your money earlier.
Yeah, we had the bet all my bids last night because the tournament's launching tonight. Tonight.
Right. Okay. So.
Oh my gosh.
So once you're actually in the HQ, which I am right here. So that's my bid fighter, and I made him Serenity OG, and this is the mean guy. Basically, what you're going to do is go to the ATM. And you see right here that I have Bitfighter credits. That means my BTC is actually moved to my Bitfighter. My balance for my bank account is over here at 920. Okay, so that's actually my MetaMask, whatever. Am I getting an echo? Okay. No. Okay, I heard something weird. I think it was just hearing you, peaNUT, going, okay, I'm taking notes here.
Yeah, I heard somebody in like the far distant background say something. I don't know if it was ripple effect somewhere.
No, that's my son in the other room. I heard him screaming. That's why I just kicked the wall, because his bedroom was on the other side of my studio.
That's
so
what I heard too.
In there. Yeah. So the fact that you guys are hearing that, that means he's definitely got to quiet down. Okay, so once you move your BTC over to your Bitfighter credit, now he can use it to come down here and buy brews. Okay. So after you have fought, you need to go through and buy brews, and it'll spit them out on the floor, like it does there. Pick them up, and on your bag here, that's your inventory. So it shows you can hold up to 9 brews, and it shows how many BTC or bits are actually in your inventory right now for your fighter to use. Okay. So once he's full health, which is your green, full stamina, which is your blue, and you have equipped a drink, that's another secret tip. Equip a drink before every fight. And you can come up here, go to the bet fight post. From here, you can register to fight, and it's going to tell you, okay, it's a 1 versus 1 deathmatch, time is 60 seconds. The ante is 100 bits. Now, for those who don't know, 1 bit is 1,000th of a Bitcoin. So it turns into like next to nothing. That's the ante, but you can also bet on yourself. So I can put a bet of, let's say, 2,000 bits on top of it and enter a fight. Now you see right here, it enters at the bottom, says, I'm entered in queue. And it's not showing my mouse for some reason, sorry. It says, searching for your opponent, please wait, thank you. It says, I'm in queue. Now what it's gonna do is some other fighter comes in, okay? And I did my ante plus 2,000. Now, if they just come in with an ante, mine's going to keep searching for somebody at a higher rate, and it's going to keep dropping my bet until I match this guy. And it'll lower my bet to match them, then put us in the ring for a fight. So that's how the fight status works. Now, if I want to go in and bet on somebody, let me close out my... Okay, so I can get out of the fight if I want, just close that. But if I want to bet on somebody, see, there's a room full of people waiting to fight, and I know one guy's going to kick butt, I can go in and bet on that fighter. I don't even have to fight. I can just bet on the other fighters on who I know is going to be good. Somebody takes my bet. Great. It's like a side bet on top of the ring. And that is a quick rundown of Bitfighters, guys. And from there, you have your kick, your punch, your dodge. Of course, he cracks a beer and drinks it. Cheers.
Cheers for everyone.
There's Crow. Welcome,
Let's
Camera
go.
Crow.
What is going
Good
on?
beer.
See.
That is sweet. I feel like, man, even that quick overview, that tutorial, this could be very dangerous for me. I feel like if I sit down for a night and spend like an hour, I'm gonna be hooked. This is bad. I don't know.
It's addicting.
I was
It is
just about
addicting.
to say. So, and again, you guys would have a better idea. This may be a silly question, but is there some sort of like cooldown factor? Like, can you just play like hours and hours and days straight if you wanted to?
Yep.
Or okay.
Yeah. The cooldown is your brew. So your health generates over time and your stamina does. Health is very slow generation over time. But yes, you can go buy brew, fill your health back up, and then go right back in the ring. And
Really?
so, yes, Crow and I spent about a week every night after work. When he got home, we would fight for 2 to 3 hours. And on the last weekly tournament, between him and I, we had more games between us than everybody else in the server. Yeah. We're gamers, man. Come on, I gotta get in the back. Yeah,
I know
we are
that's so
diehard
sweet. I see in
gamers.
the background. I absolutely love it. That's such a good piece to have there in the stream. It's absolutely incredible.
It's amazing.
I love it. Yeah, that was my Christmas present for my son a few years ago.
That's
But yeah,
a
that's
next
the whole
level
thing.
gift right there.
Thank you. I thought so. Man, I was jacked when I saw it. I was like, oh.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's what's great about Bitfighters. Right now, if you get a 1K club card, you can get in here. And I know that Cyril has them, BTK does, Crow does, I do. Yabonk's got his. Haven't fought him yet. But these are all the people that have gotten into it early. And I actually put a video out just talking about this whole fight thing going, as well as the 1K club card, the benefit, and the passive income generated from it. So, pretty cool deal. But if you want to get in like your Bitfighter, right now they cost about $6 to mint a Bitfighter. But they are going to double in price after it launches on October 1st. So it's one of those, I'm a firm believer because I've seen the stats and the way it generates them. Some players are better than others. So I have like a small horde of Bitfighters waiting to be minted because I know that, maybe out of 10 of them, 1 or 2 might be really good fighters. The others might be ones that I just pass off. Hard to say.
The naming aspect of the game is also pretty fun. I've sat there from a good chunk of time just, what do I name this fighter? What's a good name?
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta have some fun with it. So that is kind of what Bitfighter's about. That's a quick crash course, guys. And I'll be doing another. I did a live stream, almost a 3-hour live stream where we did fight night. We went in, we fought, we had battles, had a blast. I've done AMA with Zach, the founder. And all the way around, it's one that I really liked because they didn't just create a new shitcoin. They're utilizing Bitcoin throughout the entire game ecosystem. So it's not like you got to worry about it bleeding to death like so many others have. Axie Infinity and a lot of those games, they're built on their own coin. And that's where I think they've run into a problem. So it's one of the things that I'm excited about. And now, peaNUT, my man, you have a fighter too. Congratulations and welcome to the team.
This is gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be so dangerous. That's why I don't even play video games anymore. It's just like, but I'll get involved. I know I will. I got to be mindful because it's like, man, I play an hour, I'm gonna get sucked in. I'll be playing every night with you guys, and it's like forgetting to eat food or staying up late. It's like,
I did that last night. I got done gaming with Call of Duty, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna watch some on TV and just relax, and so I'll eat afterwards, and then next thing I know, I'm asleep. Woke up and I was like, it's like,
I didn't even
daytime
eat
already.
That's
Exactly.
Funny. That's
And
funny.
so yeah, Jason's saying, hey, maybe show a clip of an old fight. You know what? I could probably do that. Let me go see. Since we're just having fun, we're chilling here. I'm gonna pull up my YouTube because I think. All right, is that audio coming through? Did you guys hear that when I played that video?
I didn't hear nothing.
Okay, then I didn't share the audio. So let me try this. Stop screen share, present, share screen. Let's entire screen. Oh, there we go. Check that box, and then it works good. Okay, so let's pull that back up and share. Okay. So what I want to do is go down here to Fight Night. This is where we had me and Cyril going through it. And let's see if I can find a good fight clip here. You guys?
By good
Okay,
fight
it
clips,
looks-
are we talking about when you won?
No, just one.
And you can
Okay.
hold. I'm gonna fill
Let's
it.
see. Let's give it a breakdown. Okay, here we go. I think there's a fight clip. Let's see what that does.
And you take 4 bruiser here with only a 7 kick on a high stamina, a little higher defense. So I don't know. This would be interesting.
It will, that's for sure.
Okay, so safety tip: always equip your drink before starting a fight. Nothing worse than going to drink and realize you didn't do it. Oh god. And you can set your wagers. By the way, guys, real quick, if you're just tuning in, the way the betting system works is eventually you outline this.
I fast forward past that. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Okay, here you go. Here's the fight scene.
weighing on my screen. There we go. I'm like, that looks funky. Okay, prize fight. Who we going again?
All right, so we
Oh.
got Farmer Joe and Bruiser.
Hey, Crow, let's see what you got, buddy. Oh, swinging a miss. Swinging a miss. Come on. Oh, see, now screw your smart ass.
Oh my
Farmer
god.
Joe lands first hits.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to pin me. No. And you can pin people against ropes, guys, and it gets evil. Pushing me in Crow test. See how he's pushing down on me?
Yeah.
Got hitboxes that are kind of square, so if he can actually force me down, I have to go down to get away from him. I'm gonna try it. I know he is. Come on, Farmer Joe. Ah, there he goes. Aha! Out of
For
it.
the record, Crow
Nice.
cheated.
Okay.
Yeah, Crow totally cheated on this.
Farmer
one.
Joe's 60 health to your 40.
Oh my gosh. The dog. I was like, what is that in his lap?
Anymore. Oh no.
Oh,
God.
stop him.
Yep.
Nice, good one. Good
Ah!
one.
Hey, I won. All right,
Good
gotcha.
fight.
Whoa. Oh, the timer ran out.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right. So every fight is 60 seconds. And actually, let me pull that back up for a sec. So that does give, there you go. There's a winning receipt after the end of it. And so as you can see, I anteed 100, he anteed 100. 20 bits goes to the house, and it goes to buildings, to gang, treasury, system, prize, and jackpot. Well,
Okay.
that's why I say I've got the Serenity Gang, because 2% of every winning fight of my fighters comes into the gang. And from there, I'm going to do giveaways, things like that, and really try to support the community from what they win. That's what I want to do. So, hey, look at who we got in the house here. Big Fighters, my man, Zach.
Let's
How you
go.
doing, brother? We were just talking about the game.
Let's go. Love it.
So Bitfire says, you guys trying to battle for some bits? No, man, I already cleaned Crow out. He has nothing. He can't even afford to fight right now. I sold all of it last night. Mr. peaNUT here on the screen just won tonight's giveaway for a Bit Fighter. So he will be joining us in the ring coming October.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Zach, I will throw you an invite, buddy, if you want to jump up here. We'll be running a few more minutes, not too much longer. But if you want, I will DM you right now, my man. And we will pull you up here if you would like. Let me find you. There you are. And there you go, brother. If you want to hop up, chat with us for a few, you're more than welcome, my man. I'd love to have you here. Yes, prize fight starts tonight. That's right. So, Zach, you got to fill us in, buddy. When do we get to mint our fighters? Because I'm going to be stealing some money. Oh, you're painting right now. Okay, so Zach can't join us. He's painting right now. Absolutely, brother. Yes, there is still time, guys. If you want to get a 1K club card and get into this on the beta side for the $500 prize fight going on, you can still do that. They are still available. They're about $223, I think, is current mint price. But that not only gets you in this, but it gives you 8% of the treasury every month. 40% of the treasury goes to all of the 1K Club card holders. So it's passive income forever, or as long as this game survives. And since it's not on any other kind of crap coin, Bitcoin's not going away. So I don't see the game going away.
Agreed.
So, yeah, that's just my belief. And I can tell you that I own one. Crowdown, though, bought one. My son bought one. BTK just got his, so he'll be in the prize fight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So you missed it when you were showing the fight. I had Mouse up here. She looked over and saw you. She got all up next to the monitor, was looking at you. I'm like, yeah, that's Jim. That's Jim. You love
There he
Jim.
is. Hi, Mouse. Yes, that small horse he has is named Mouse. Figure that one out.
Small horse. Oh my gosh.
She's freaking huge.
Yeah, she's a greyhound, and she's, probably almost 3 foot tall on all fours?
Taller than, maybe 3 foot, 3.5.
Is she taller than that? Yeah. She's freaking big. Yeah, she's a small horse, and she's faster than hell.
Oh, come on, you're fine.
Don't pick
Big
me up.
baby. She's being a
Mouse.
big baby.
Yeah, she is.
She's, yeah, probably about 3 foot.
Yeah, a dog 3 foot tall that's on all 4 feet. So yeah, you could ride her like a horse. Croquet,
Yeah, I got her
she's little.
bed right here. She hangs out with me when I'm gaming or talking or doing whatever.
Nice. So yeah, guys, I think we've covered about everything. peaNUT, how have you enjoyed the evening, my man?
Oh, I've loved it. It's been a blast being here. Hopefully I can come back for some future ones. We had some good conversations, and yeah, you never know what's gonna happen on Freaky Friday.
You don't, and that's what it's all about. It's just chilling, having fun, saying, hey, we survived the week. It's time to just kick back, have some fun, and just go down the rabbit holes.
Yeah, I love how you opened up the I always say space because I'm always on like different events on X or whatever, so I always say space, but stream, that's the right verbiage. It was I liked how you opened up the stream where you just, you set the tone, super casual, fun, hang out, take off your shoes, kick your feet up, get a drink, hang out, get some good food, your smoke or vape or whatever you do, and just hang out. So I'm all for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, brother. And man, it has been an absolute pleasure to spend an evening with you besides just a text here and there. And we will definitely be doing this again. So yeah, there are so many more things we got to talk about.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There's so many things we didn't even touch on, but happy to be here. Sometimes I have stuff going on Friday night. I'm glad tonight I kind of had some stuff up in limbo, but I'm like, you know what? I got to do this. Got to make it work. We've been talking about it for a while too. So
right. Yeah, I'm glad it finally worked out. And brother, you are always welcome. Just like Pro, BTK, Cyril. I mean, you guys like my party crashers. So oftentimes I just start sending invites, say, hey, party crashers, welcome. Come on in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love it.
Oops. Excellent.
I love it.
And
yeah. See, that's your wife, you said?
Yes,
Wild.
it is.
I love it. Well, nice to meet you. I'm the infamous peaNUT that you've probably heard about for many months. Because it's crazy. If we think about it, I'm trying to think, May, June, July. I've almost known, like a year and a half, I've probably known you, give or take.
Right.
I met you in 100 days. So it's, crazy to think. It's kind of like, this is like the first time face to face here like this.
It is. And the funny thing is, I know I've seen you pictures of work of rolling the line, things like that. I'm like, wow, that's very cool. I've seen all your exercise pictures. Like, man, we've gone back and forth, but it's amazing the people you meet in this space, and they can turn into lifelong friends. And you don't have to be right next door or see them every day. I mean, they are just a part of your life.
Exactly. And that's been like the biggest thing with my life too, as I finished college and went into different chapters of life. Everybody's kind of all over, and I don't talk to a lot of friends super consistently, but a lot of times we just pick up where we kind of left off, and that's kind of the beauty of life, at least with close friends. Even if there's time apart, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, hopefully it's not that long, but it's happened, and you just kind of pick right back up where you left off, and it's like, oh man, I remember the days where we were we were hanging out in Discord all day way back when. I was in a totally different spot in life, but I mean, it was an interesting time. It's it's wild to think everything that unfolded last
it's crazy.
Year and how it went down. Yeah, but no,
and how fast time moves in this space versus like in real life. I'll find myself wandering around the house like, man, time's moving too slow.
Then I get into this world, it's like, oh my god, it's got to slow down. This is crazy.
Yeah. No, and yeah, I totally agree. It's nice to be able to put like a face to the name, or like, you know, us talking right now. I definitely hear you. So yeah, like I said, it's great to be here, hang out. It's been it's been a long time in the works, and like I said, it's been great to go back and forth. I mean, there were many days or many weeks where we were going back in messages all day, or you were
Right.
I remember all the videos and the content that you did back in the day with, you know, the community that we're both in, and
Right.
and like I said, it's just crazy to think just how you evolved and how far you've come. And I mean, yeah, it's just wild to think everything that happened that did. Like I said, I was talking with one of my buddies who was a part of the team over at Great Finance, and just talking to him about it, kind of bringing up some of the memories again. Like, I can't believe certain stuff actually happened in the space and certain people were able to get away with it. You know,
Right.
that's still what it absolutely shocks me. And I kind of have to think that too, where I'm like, man, are they even doing anything like crypto related anymore? Are they behind some sort of different name? I just don't know. And that's where, for me in this space, like when you do things that aren't morally sound, it kind of will throw everything out the door for me in terms of like belief or confidence or trust. And it's like, if you were to do something like that, what does it say about other things that you might do or allow in life? So
Exactly. And, you know, I'm a firm believer of karma. And it's one of those, a lot of people say, well, you should hunt them down or do this. Nah, you know what? I'm going to do what I feel is right, and I'll let the universe take care of it, because I guarantee there's a much meaner force, and karma's a bitch, and she's evil, and she will find you and hunt you down. So, yeah, I'll let karma take care of it. I'm just going to stay out of her way.
yeah. No, that's my biggest thing too. It's, you gotta let people kind of find their pitfalls and their kind of lowest points, and you know, hopefully it's something that they can kind of cheat, or I should say learn from, and kind of grow from. But yeah, it's one of those things where you just gotta kind of take it with a grain of salt, move on. And it's also kind of interesting too how quick we are to forget about stuff like that, where it's like, oh yeah, somebody just like casually stole like 6 or 7 figures, and a couple months later we're not even talking about it anymore. It's just like, oh, whatever,
right?
Exactly.
But at the same time, do you think that I agree it's good to educate, to share the knowledge, get it out there, but once it's out there, do we continue to beat that horse, and do we continue to beat them down, or do we say, okay, you know what, they did their thing, now if they make it right, if they learn their lesson, they come back, say, hey, I want to try again, and they do things correctly, and they're being monitored and watched, of course. We don't just throw blind trust at them. But do you think people should have second chances?
I'm a believer in second chances. I guess it kind of depends to the extent, or it kind of depends on the scenario. And I'm just like reading the comments too. I can't believe some of the AMAs, some YouTubers. Yeah, it's interesting to see certain people do certain AMAs, and I'll say this: I think it's come to light within the last, especially 6 months, or probably a little bit longer. I'd say within the last year, I feel like it's really come to light the certain things that happen behind closed doors, metaphorically speaking, where kind of like some of the examples I was making with like politicians or people in the government, where there was a lot of things that were being bought. Essentially, it wasn't somebody's personal confidence, it was the money that kind of enticed them. And it's like, oh my goodness, like, you realize there's like a lot of people that listened, and that obviously that's why they're even in that situation, because a lot of people follow certain people or think, oh my gosh, I'm going to believe in this because so and so said it's a X, Y, and Z. They use certain verbiage or buzzwords, and then people will just go and dump and use all their followers as exit liquidity. And it's just, it's disheartening to say the least. But that's where it's like,
it is.
Where do you find information then? And that's why you just gotta take everything with a grain of salt. You gotta find those people who are going to be like your ride or dies, those people that you can trust, that have a good moral compass, a good sense of good actors, bad actors, and you got to filter a lot of stuff down, and you got to think most stuff is too good to be true, or there's something going on behind closed doors that is maybe not the best. But that was my experience.
it's like I tell everybody, so you what? Don't listen to me. Yes, I'm excited for Bit Fighters. I think it's great. I think it's a blast. I'm a gamer. I'm a nerd. Am I going to lose my ass? Possibly. Hell, I don't know. But that doesn't mean you should invest. It doesn't mean you should buy one.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you the information, and the excitement that I radiate is mine. If you pick up on it and you agree, great. Jump in. Let's have some fun together. We win, we lose. I don't know. But don't bet the farm. Don't do anything I say because I say it. No, always do your own research. Always go listen to somebody else as well. You know, if I said something, go ask Bonks. Go ask somebody else and say, what do you think? It's like, man, I think Serenity's nuts. I could be. I'm absolutely certifiable. So yeah, don't listen to anybody. Always make your own decisions, because in the end, the choices are truly yours. And so you've got to be accountable for them. Right or wrong, good or bad. We have to take accountability.
Yep.
Amen.
So perfect. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much. This has been an awesome Friday night. I totally forgot about food, even though we were talking about food. Now I realize I'm really, really hungry. So
yeah, I gotta get more pizza too.
Perfect. Well, hey, everybody for tuning in tonight or rewatching the stream. Thank you guys so much. And make sure to be here Friday nights or watch a restream of it. But do me a huge favor. Take a moment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about us, because we're here to have fun, educate, teach, and hopefully make this world a better place. So thank you all for your time. Gentlemen, thank you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Nice meeting you, peaNUT.
Thanks,
Have a good
guys.
night, my man.
Likewise. Nice meeting you too. Hopefully be back here very soon with you guys. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.